Alright.
Haven't you heard? What? Heard what? Two people are talking on a bench somewhere in Everett. Well, man, I mean, apparently we're like winning the war now. What? Yeah, man, you wouldn't fucking believe it, dude. Check this out. No, he pulls out his phone, sort of pushes it forward and pushes in the face of this other person. We're both just chilling around, having a good old day on a bench like everyone does in life. And as they take a look at this random fucking article that pops up in their face, it's reflective of something that's almost spreading worldwide at this point. Good news after days and days of awful garbage. It's a change of the current. The war is shifted in the direction of UEA. At least that's what all the people are saying. And as every news cycle needs its hero, the people that have been pushed to the front of this very incident are a group called the Twilight Mercenary Group. Not many people know much about them, but news has started to cycle through. All sorts of propaganda coming out talking about how these are heroes risen from the ashes of Unrest in order to fight back against the aliens' invasion. Others have pointed out mysterious videos that have started to go up online, some showing the exploits of this mercenary company, and others showing, an internal conflict, arguments between people on the inside of the company of very slight dubious authenticity, but all the same, it's the cycle for viral, and Twilight Mercenary companies found themselves at the very center. However, there's more than just public appeal that's started to cycle in for this group of people. It's actually the biggest, most impactful thing that all of you experienced is the influx of money you've gotten from the recent contracts that have run through. In fact, the previous shoestring budget you've been running on, the bunch of mining equipment and lads construction material that was left over that you're able to cycle through, stolen military equipment, all of that comes through as, well, you don't need it anymore. You're fucking good. You got loaded. You got military budget. You're fucking fine. As you all have recently been putting in for recent improvements to your mechs. Also, in a very casual, simple way, people have begun to find themselves with a little extra in their pockets. Hey, spoiler. You're chilling in the, you are currently chilling out in the main dorm area at the front. You're talking to one of the newbies, one of the people that recently went on one of the new missions. Let me just drag you over there right now. As, let me just put down here. There we go. Let me make sure there's a fucking camera here so everyone can see. Spoiler. You're kind of sitting on the edge of the.
Excuse me, I'm man-spreading on this couch.
Yes. That's sort of what I was trying to position you on the edge there to do.
Yeah.
Across the way, someone else is man-spreading directly across from you as he just throws down his phone onto the table, and he's just like, yo, okay, you got to check this out.
Yeah.
Right, so, do you think, they're asking, I've seen all these people asking questions and shit on there. So last time, I watched a movie, and there's this guy that looks totally like me in the movie, and I saw people started doing like fan edit videos of them. You think if I start putting myself out there like that, you think people would make edits about me?
No, bro, you're ugly.
Shut the fuck up. Come on. Well, they love ugly people. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, yeah, no. After the explosion, I guess you're kind of like mid now.
God, no. Hey, man, I got out. Unlike before, that ugly bastard's done. I think he's too ugly, you know?
That's like double. That's like unforgivably ugly.
Oh, yeah. Motherfucker looks like bacon now.
He looks like a mummy. He looks like the Mummy Returns 3.
He does. Oh, oh man. You know, you can make it work, though. You're pretty, too. You got that shit.
I
Come
mean,
on,
yeah,
you
I
can
know.
totally
You
do
don't
it.
have to tell me what I already know.
Oh, come on! I'm saying you should. You probably gotten some. Hey, let's look.
You want me to get famous so that the government can come and find me because I'm a fugitive of the law?
I didn't know that. What the fuck? Wait, you're a fugitive?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't like go ahead and tell everybody that off the bat. It's not like my opening line.
Well, that's crazy. Hang on. How the hell did a fugitive for what?
You know, little this, little that, little smuggling, little taking the heat for an entire gang that set me up, and it's no longer around.
Oh.
But I'm out.
Yeah. Well, hey,
You're out.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't in the penitentiary, right? Because like
Not that
we
one.
got. Okay, damn. Because like I know like all those.
I mean,
guys,
I was.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Well,
But then I
damn.
broke everybody out. Remember? You were there.
I mean, well, this is fucked up. You're hot and you can't use it, and I'm fucking an ugly bitch, and I don't get. I'm the one who can use everything.
You wanna hold on? There's got to be something we can do with this information.
Yeah. Come on. Give me a plan.
What if I use your name, and then I get famous?
Well, wait. How does that help me though?
I'll give you 20%.
So my full name is Samuel Summers. Samuel Summers. That's got a nice ring to it, you know?
Yeah, I'm totally.
Hey, if you in like, whoa, hang on. You could call yourself Summer Samuels, and that would even be like a hot ass name, you know?
That is a hot
Sammy
name.
Summers. Sammy Summers.
That's
I
like
just
the
had
hottest
that,
name
that was
I've
like
ever heard.
inspiration. That was like inspiration in my brain. That was all me.
And that'll keep me from having to learn your real name.
Yeah, there you go.
Sammy
oh,
Summers. That's got
All
a
right.
ring to it.
Yeah, all right, hang on. Let's hang on. He pulls out the phone. We got to make your profile. Come on.
Yeah, you got one of those accounts on those websites?
Yeah, he like slides over to the couch and puts it over here and
She
starts,
sits on top of the couch.
Yeah. He kind of like just like pulls up and you both start getting to work on this. Meanwhile, Raul, you and Moon are sitting down. She's just sort of taking a quick break from doing some logistics work, and in the meanwhile, she sort of just like puts it down and she's like, well, I suppose that just deals with all of the recent considerations I was having about our falling ammo supplies. We're really loaded. I guess I have to send my thanks to SETI this time. Good job out there too.
Thank you. I'd say the second team had to take quite the brunt, considering they went in there without any proper info on what they were about to deal with.
No.
Thank God I wasn't in there. That thing would have just destroyed my mech. I was not equipped for such a thing.
I think we got
But
lucky,
hey,
but
yeah.
I mean,
these two idiots talking over each other. Roll stops, does a go ahead with his hand.
No, it's fine. Go.
No, I just wanted to say that. Hey, at least now we just have to worry about actually figuring out where the money is going into instead of how to not spend the money.
Maybe. I'm hoping we can. Once we get some more contracts lined up, I might start approving for some recreational spending, I suppose. But
I don't mean recreational. Roll says, grabbing like a synthetic tangerine piece off the table.
yeah.
I obviously mean like money from the company goes back into the company. That's how you run these kinds of things.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, now we are quite literally starving.
Yeah. It's definitely an improvement. I've done this sort of work before, and it's the first time I've actually gotten to choose where the money goes now. That's a change.
Yeah, get used to it. Think.
Something you're familiar with?
Raul does a theatrical like sour expression. He's much more lighthearted now in a way, but yeah, it's It doesn't get easier, but I think the worst may be in the past. You know how it is.
Yeah, I hope so. She kind of at least for our money concerns. It's definitely a different type of business. She kind of thinks about it a little bit. I've always considered business to be an affair of stacking lives against profits, but this is quite literally that at this point. So it's a bit of a struggling point. But hey, at least we won't starve. That's good. She kind of, you notice she checks her phone again. She's been doing that a couple of times. She sort of just looks across. Oh, cool. Someone's on their way here. I've actually was able to hire some more personnel.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Oh, yeah. First, I guess it's technically not our first hire. We've got those other people from the prison, but at least these are personnel I can intrinsically trust.
Met them before?
Oh, yeah. They used to work for the company. I'm pretty sure they're out of the job, so this sort of felt like a natural way for them to get back into business, and since I have a past with them, she kind of thinks about it. Recycling's good. This person helped me out dealing with Farah a few times, actually. She kind of says with a bit of a bemoaning sounder voice.
That was either be a saint or an even larger sinner.
I don't know if I'd consider him either. He's sort of just, I don't know. He's like a force of something. I can't really put it to good words. He's like a...
Now you're just making me curious.
Well, he's just like... What's the right word for it? Moon struggles to find the correct terminology to call this man. You hear the command center door open, as it seems Moon was quite literal when she had someone come on over here. It seems he had already landed and the morning check was there. As you sort of turn over, and as you look beyond the holographic map that sits there, you find the correct word in your head that immediately fills in when you see him. He certainly is a force of apathy, perhaps, as he stumbles into the room.
Yeah, that's about right.
He sort of checks around.
Raul just has this... His eyes that had this little bit of a shine ever since he started talking to Moon just glaze over as he loses himself in the visage of this I'm not even gonna say old, this sad creature.
You notice the way he walks is sort of with this slow gait to his step, which seems to almost it's like he has this solid wooden plank shoved over where his spine should be when he moves. However, his hands move with a fast ferocity to them that sort of clashes with the slow movement of his every step. As he sort of moves across.
Yeah. Horrifying puppet. Raul instinctively scoots a little bit to the corner.
So, Vasily, welcome. Yes. You have tea, okay? Yes, feel free to, it's in the back. Okay. He sort of steps back here really fast, and he sort of disappears for a second as Moon turns over. He's the HR manager. Or at least he was for Arca back in the past, and I heard he had a pretty good background with law.
That makes absolute that makes perfect sense. The HR will do that to you.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I didn't go into it personally.
Wise choice.
He kind of steps back out and sort of pushes open the door button here that slides the bar, and he kind of steps back, and it's just sort of standing there with the tea in his hand again as he sort of drinks it down, and he's just like, where is my place of stay? Where? It's in the dorm room. I can get you a room. We haven't actually booked anything out yet for that. We'll get it all organized for you soon. I promise. Okay, is who am I acquaintance with? You? Hello. He sort of moves over, puts the teacup down, and sticks out this hand in your direction very quickly.
Raoul shakes his hand. I'm Raoul. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, Raoul, are you an angry boy? Moon like turns over and just gives him like a look, and he's like, no, he's quite fine actually. You are not angry boy?
I mean, depending on the day. But I'm trying to be better. Yeah.
Oh, good improvement. Good synergy with company when improving. Keep up good work, okay? He takes a teacup and kind of sips it down and then looks over. You can call me Mr. Merkin. I am working in HR now. If you have problems with other people, you come talk to me. Do not kill them. This is bad, okay?
Roll blinks twice. Quite amused that the immediate descriptor that he goes to is, don't kill people, talk to me first, right? That puts into perfect perspective what kind of things this man has seen in his line of work. Immediately gaining roles, both trust and respect. I understand. Thank you, sir.
He kind of nods his head. You seem like good kid. I imagine you will do great things. Moon, yeah. Have you been taking medicines? Yes, it's fine. I just
Has
bought
she?
more prescriptions. Make me a
Read a situation?
read a situation roll. I think is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she has.
Raoul
Raoul is distracted by the visage of this entity.
Yeah. He's like, okay. I hear word your prescription run out 1 week ago, and did you have money to reinvest it? Yes, we have money now. It's fine. It might be a little delayed, but I'm not purposely skipping anything. Okay. I have to go meet other trouble kids. I'll see you later. Goodbye. I have work to do.
Lots of those around here.
Okay. Good work. Woo.
Good luck.
He kind of stumbles off as both of you just sort of stare and watch him go.
Raoul looks at Moon and just mouths, wow.
She kind of nods her head. He's very good at his job. At least
I can tell.
Well, I don't really know how good he is at his job, but he seems like he's everywhere. Honestly, it doesn't really matter how good he is at it, because he's there. He does the work of 10 people, and it shows.
Moon.
Huh?
He's the type of guy you can't talk back to. That man has seen it all. If anything, that guy is going to save this company.
The hero that the company needs! He makes his steps onward out and starts heading on over to the dorms next.
By the way, I believe you that you're taking your meds, but please do take care.
I will. Meanwhile, let me just take a look here. As Vasily continues on moving throughout the company, he starts to make his rounds of the dorms. He will encounter one Sam and one Sammy, I suppose, on the couch.
I love that show.
Yeah. And makes a mental note to get back to them later, as currently elsewhere. Let me just transfer us over to main menu for a second. Or at the in-between works. No, get out of there. We're not dealing with that right now. There we go. Be gone.
For our sins we burn, though?
What did you mean by this?
Bro, we burn for our sins?
Oh, what is
That
going on?
he
in
was
this
the
break
angel
room?
the entire time.
Yo, we introducing Catholicism into the stream? Goddamn!
I mean, have you read the names of my mechs?
Meanwhile, speaking of that, we got to follow up with Christ for a second here. My boy Christ. No. There is a dream playing out currently. A man sits within his visions, a feeling of pain slowly jabbing him awake, as once more old memories play across painfully on his mind. They jab at him, remind him of old lost sins, forgotten acts that nobody knows, but he knows. He remembers. Things that only the dead men in him can speak. Eventually, though, the ghosts in his dream can no longer drag him down. The pain of existence, of living, the burning sensation that runs across his very flesh, acts, in this one instance, as an agent of fortune, as it frees him from the rest that grapples him, as he pulls awake with a grasp. Luther, shut the fuck up! Duck.
Hello,
You-
hello.
You, check
Sorry, I
down
can't
directly.
see anything, by the way.
Oh, no worries. I'll fix that up. Duck, you, look down at a man who's currently, wrapped pretty clear with bandages, head to toe. You have to start removing some of them. So you start by giving him the blessing of being able to see as he kind of turns over and you pull off a bandage over his eye. And as you do so, he sort of checks around in every which direction, gazes around as he sort of just looks and then just kind of sees, oh, what's this? What the
Welcome
hell?
to my lab.
What?
Do not
Where?
worry, I will take good care of you.
What? He kind of checks over and then he looks down and he notices present here are two more figures. As he kind of looks down. Oh,
Good morning. Lightwave.
good morning. What's
Welcome back to the
alive?
land. Yeah, of course. Welcome back to the land of the living. You have our very own ferryman of the damned to thank for this. She says, gesturing to her two companions.
He sort of he tries to sit up a little on the chair, but he doesn't have trouble. Duck, you do have a control on the chair that you use to sort of sit the patient up a little bit more on the chair as he sort of is able to now actually glance his head back and forth. He makes a bit of a grunt of pain as he kind of checks across the way, and he's like, well, I don't really know much to say. He kind of checks across the way, looks over at Asher, and then checks back over to Duck. Thanks, I guess.
No worries at all. It is my job, after all.
Okay. He just sort of rests his head back in silence. So why are you gawking at me?
I don't know. See if you're still breathing.
Well, there we go. Problem solved. Kind of just hits his head back against the chair again.
Yeah. Do you feel alive?
I certainly feel something. He kind of mutters out, and after that, he sort of stops. His throat surgery still sort of only partially successful at the current moment. There's so many different things to work on, Duck, that it's a bit hard to focus in on one at a time.
Do be careful to not squirm too much. Keep your energy.
He kind of checks over and it's like, so it's over? Thing's dead.
Yes. Managed to carve you out of the thing's belly.
Barely remember that. Oh. He kind of like shifts a little bit and then so that means I'm a free man now, right? You do remember, as a part of the negotiations, Gurdwara's independence was secured, and along with that technicality, the prisoners of Gurdwara, including this man, were technically secured as well. But for this one, a specific caveat was required due to this special case. He was required to, at this point, assist with the operation, which he technically did until one point. And overall, how you reported the operation was up to you.
See, this could play out one of two ways. One, you could take the risk that the UEA will honor its deal, or two, hey, nobody really needs to know that you made it out of that worm alive.
I think I'll prefer being a dead man. I don't really care if the UEA doesn't want to kill me. There's enough other people.
That is what I figured. Okay, I got a call to make. Be right back.
That's what I was about to mention. Even if the UEA somewhat forgives you, you sure do have probably a lot of enemies.
He kind of thinks about that. Okay. Well, great, I'm dead.
Yes.
I think I prefer that.
Yes, we can probably get you set up with a new identity. There's a lot of people who died working for our old construction company. They probably wouldn't mind their names being carried on by someone else.
He
As
kind
long
of
as you
checks
stay out
over.
of trouble.
By a terrorist?
Terrorist?
Don't you know who I am at all? Don't you know what they've said? What we've done? Ace really tell you nothing?
No, they haven't told me anything. Didn't know they remember Monte Rosa until you walked up and said it. They're probably trying to escape their past, much like you are probably right now.
No, I'm not trying to escape anything, buddy. I'm just trying to get a little heat off me for some time.
So you're gonna go back to doing what you're doing after this?
Yeah, that's right. I suppose you could kill me right now if you really wanted to.
And why do you do what you do?
He, sort of like, he checks across at you and he's like, oh, you mean why? Monte Rosa? Why all this gimmick?
I'm not talking about an organization, I'm talking about you.
People ought to live by their word, I think. He sort of, tries to lift his hand up ever so gently, but he kind of can't seem to get it up. Well, imagine I'm pointing at you. You seem like a man of your word. I can respect that. People like Ace I can't respect. And at the end of the day, I can't respect much. This entire galaxy we've set up. It's a real goddamn waste of time, if you ask me. No one keeps their promises. It's a damn shame.
He just kind of goes over and sits on this medical box.
Yeah. Monte Rosa stands for something good. You're not asking about all that. All that shit, I believe, sure, but personally, I just hate the idea of stupid bastards from corporate coming on down the ladder and deciding that something doesn't change anymore. Politicians and their damn fucking twisty words. It's all a load of bullshit.
And I assume you didn't care the cost, as long as you got the result you needed.
He, I did care the cost, if that's what you're asking. I'm not a heartless monster, man. But he kind of, sits back a bit. You can't sit here and pretend that you just get away with everything without doing something bad if you want to change the world. If you can do that, you're not even trying, man. Look, I don't know why you're so goddamn curious about it. It's not complex. I'm really just a simple man. I don't think much about this stuff. I just do.
Is that to protect yourself from the weight of your own conscience?
My actions speak for themselves, man. Why? You gotta why are you even concerned about this right now again? I don't get it. He sort of just shuts up for a second. He's just kind of like, you do have a right to kill me, you know. I fucked with you. I got mad and I fucked you up. Screwed up the whole operation. So why the fuck are you doing what you're doing? Trying to dig into my head and shit?
I don't know. Maybe I just see a lot of myself in you. Maybe I just kind of want to see where the past diverged. What could have happened to turn me into you and you into me.
Seti puts her hand up. I suppose to sate my own curiosity, Monterosa, it's an organization with a goal built around keeping promises, huh?
No. That's me.
That's your personal ideology?
Yeah.
Why, you can't run a company on spitting wishes like that?
He kind of like just sort of our whole world's run off spitting wishes. That's the problem.
She sort of smiles. And then leans forward. Well, if you're not satisfied with that, how about an offer from a place with a much simpler ideal?
He kind of checks across the way.
Something that should be simple enough to stick around, and something that you can actually trust in.
He takes a look, and he kind of just lets his head back against the chair again as he just kind of thinks about it, and he's like, "Sorry, no dice."
Well,
No.
she moves forward and puts her hands up, and she's like, keep it in mind. After all, it's something that can remain on the table forever. The ideal's somewhat simple. It's for someone with no other place to go. When you run out of holes to hide in, keep my name in mind, okay? Salutes.
And as for Ace, I'm not gonna try to stop any sort of grudge or anything you have against them. But there are times and places to deal with that. If you want to settle it, challenge them to a duel like any normal person would.
He turns over as he just like kind of thinks about that for a second. And then he's like, I wouldn't trust that traitor. They're not someone you should put your faith in, especially in a mercenary company.
They've done nothing but help me, so maybe they've changed from the time that you've seen them.
He kind of checks around the way. Oh yeah, what have you done? All of you. I'm getting grilled right now about what I've done. The weight of my sins on my back or some shit like that. How about you guys? Mercenary company, huh? Have you had to do a hard job yet? I'm not talking about difficult. I'm talking about a hard job for the soul.
Seti sort of folds her arms. She's like, as far as the matter of trust goes, hard jobs, etc., even the weight of a conscience, all those are the privilege of people with actual power. Right now, trust isn't something that I have a choice about. So, do I trust them? Yeah, actually. If I was a little bit tougher, I'd be able to make a choice whether or not I did. But here I am. And if I get a hard job, I'm not strong enough to say no.
So you'll just kill someone then? Good with that, since you're not strong? No other choice?
Oh, no. Will I be good with it? Absolutely not. Nah, it'll probably weigh heavily on my conscience forever. But, well, unfortunately, at least where I am right now, my ambition and my goals require some sacrifices to be made. If I had the privilege of power, resources, or responsibility, I could wave a hard job off to somebody else. I could bury my head in the sand and act like it didn't matter. But there's the reality of the situation. I'm not strong enough to do something like that. I'm not some CEO bigwig sitting in the back of a company that can pay someone else to kill for me. So, if it comes down to it, yeah, I'll pull the trigger, and yeah, I'll probably, she says looking at the two of you, wind up with a look in my eyes just the same as yours.
Ugh. All right, then. You're probably set up for this job, I guess. What about you? Kind of turns over to Duck, actually.
Interestingly enough, actually looks down.
What about me?
Well, he kind of looks up at you and is like, I can tell, you're from 12, aren't you? A lot like her. Kind of points over to Seti.
Oh, what gave it away?
You're fucking tall. He kind of checks over. He's just like, usually ain't doctors supposed to not want to kill people?
Smiles at him.
It is part of the job to make sure you survive, yes.
Well, no, I'm not. You deploy. You deployed out there, and I think at least.
Did I?
He kind of stops and he just sort of checks around, and then he just looks. Are we still gonna play pretend that you guys aren't the ones that went out to that fucking prison and started killing a bunch of prison guards? He stops. There's a silence. Oh,
Quiet.
fucking
Quiet smile.
oh, god damn it. Fuck you all. He kind of jams his head against the chair as he's just like,
By the way, you
God,
handle
give me more
Martinet.
painkillers.
You handle
What?
a Martinet pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Not well
Sure,
enough.
yeah, Dog, more painkillers.
Maybe you should have stuck with the abattoir. Not that I know
Maybe you should
anything about
just
that.
Shut up and let me sleep. When I'm out of here, I'm going to find out my gang, my old group. I think I just got in contact with them beforehand. So, hey, I'll put in a good word for what you've done for me today. We'll try to stay out of your business. Why don't you try staying out of ours, okay?
If you've learned anything about me so far, you know, if you do certain things, then I can't help myself.
He kind of side glances over at you. Well, I guess we'll be seeing each other again sometime, night.
Oh.
And remember, when one door closes, she twists a finger in the air.
Yeah, I'll get in contact with your call center or whatever the hell.
Smile.
He
Have a good rest, sir.
kind of
As he plugs
shifts-
in sort of the anesthetics.
Dream of new beginnings.
Dream. I just want to. Slowly, the man's pain fades, and he just passes out dead cold for a second there.
Doug sort of makes sure with the various apparatus around the chair that he's doing okay, taking the anesthetics good, and that he's not dying in my fucking lab.
He is currently unconscious and fine. He is fully not cogent, and it's just you and your lab with these two.
Nighty night.
There we go. He should be gone for now.
She seems like she pulls herself backwards and is like, he's got a keen eye at the very least. Singular, maybe, potentially. The other eye's still good under there.
I don't know, GM, is the other eye even recoverable?
Not really.
Not really.
I guess it will depend on how organic he wants to be.
What a thing to say! Seti walks on as if it's normal, even while her player freaks out.
He did raise an interesting point, however. One that I must admit has plagued my mind for quite some time.
Sort of looks over at you two.
I cannot help but wonder, considering how little we know of each other, why was I recruited for that mission?
Boink boink. Seti actually sort of folds her arms and looks over at Asher.
You don't seem like the kind of person that would have loose lips.
Thankfully, I do not have lips.
Yeah, especially considering the circumstances. She moves over and actually pats Asher on the back. Mostly, I trust his gut feelings. For me, on my end, though, he raised an interesting point. On good old Earth 1, they had something way back in the day called the Hippocratic Oath. It basically meant doctors don't hurt people. She scratches the back of her head. But when it comes down to it, she takes a step forward. You're a doctor, first of all. Motions over here. Next, you're a scientist, focused on alien tech. Those two sort of make a natural marriage in my head. I could see one leading to the other, etc. But beyond that, on the very first mission we went on, you were out there deploying in what is functionally a tractor next to the rest of us. Now, that could mean a few things, and I've been wondering which one it is. But regardless of what head of the dice turns up, I actually like all of these possibilities. She raises a thumb. 1, you're inquisitive enough to throw yourself out there regardless of the risks and want to find out exactly what's going on in the world. That's something I respect a lot. 2, you yourself have a lot to test on the battlefield that can only be tested personally. That is another thing I respect a lot. Or 3, she smiles. You're a dreamer. The smile spreads across her face. Nobody without a certain brick shit solid sense of ideals can contradict something as basic as saving lives with something as vile as taking them. So, I'm wondering exactly what makes you tick. Regardless of what the what and why, though. Yeah, that's someone I'd throw into a prison, particularly full of people who, well, at the time we believed might have needed medical attention. What if there had been a stray bullet? What if I'd been a little bit less precise with, the flight?
He sort of looks at you and sort of just hands behind his back.
A wonderful logical and philosophical explanation. I do not believe you.
She smiles. She grins. She's like, oh? Seriously, nothing? Shotgun spread and not a single one hit?
Hitting is not the problem. Figuring out a lot of what I am about, yes, that you're very good at. But that's not what I asked, is it?
She thinks to herself. She looks over at the man on the table.
You must understand that in the current situation, dreams are not enough. In the current situation, danger is everywhere, including here, in our very dorms.
Her eyes very, very closely scan back over to you. And again, that same old smile spreads across her face. Oh, please go on.
I won't. You are an expert at figuring these things for yourself.
She sighs and is like, I thought you'd provide the answer to the puzzle yourself. You want my real answer?
I would love to hear it.
You present as someone like me. And if there's someone like me, I'd rather keep them closer than keep them far away.
He actually sort of gets closer, and sort of looks over and sort of in a weird way, kind of like gauging what you're saying, seeing if he believes you or not. You can feel the sort of like gears turning in his head as he decides that for now he will believe.
A very interesting point of view. Dangerous also. But I suppose that taking risks is exactly what people like us need to do in the current circumstance.
She cocks an eyebrow. So, what I was describing before, actually, proximity to danger because you wish to understand it yourself, that actually does have some amount of purchase for me. She pokes you on your chest once. Again, rather closer than far away, huh?
There is a very old saying that I think, in a strange way, applies to this situation. Keep your friends close, and enemies closer. I guess we'll figure out which ones we are in the future.
Sunny's face splits into a wide beam. She's like, oh man, Earth 12 to Earth 12 solidarity happening right here. She's like, yeah. No, she holds out her hand and she's like, genuine. Pleasure to be working with you.
A pleasure.
Extends hand, shakes yours.
The moment of solidarity is brutally and awfully interrupted in this very sudden moment as the door slides open and a man walks in, jauntily moving with a plank-like stature as his gaze jifts around the room ever so suddenly. Duck, you're... What? You stare at this man, and he looks like a fucking corpo agent as he just steps in the room, and you go into overdrive. He looks up. Oh, whoa! Do not be violent.
Oh, please. There is no violence in the doctor's office. I am simply curious as to who you are, and what makes you think you can barge into an operation chamber.
I am new HR man. You do not know me. I am vastly Mr. Merkin. It is a pleasure to see you all. This man is so fucking tiny compared to all three of you. He's like looking up like a child who is demanding the cookie jar. And he turns over. You are Duck, I know. You are Seti, I know, and you are.
Yeah.
I do not know you. I know you too because HR complaints. I know not you because you have not caused problem. What is your name?
We'll get to that later.
No, please, name now. Come now. We don't need to be so sly. Okay?
Asher just kind of crouches down to get to this guy's eye level. I apologize for the inconvenience, but there are certain HR concerns with my name being known.
Oh, I see. Okay. We will square that up. You give me whatever name you are comfortable with, and I will prefer it in public documents. Yes, you too.
Yeah, hi.
Good. You are a star child of HR complaint department, lady.
Wow, a rising. Wait a second.
It is
worse than spoiler and how's that possible?
Oh no, Farah was queen before. You have outdone.
Okay.
I do not know what's changed in Farah. The nature of company complaints change when it comes to war. You have awoken inner spirit of Phoenix Angel. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess. Welcome to Twilight Mercenary Group.
Yes.
Have you already gotten your welcome? Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. So you are good. I think you need to go talk to. He checks notepad. Silas now, I believe.
Oh God. God.
No worries. He will be very strict man, but I'm
okay.
Sure
I'm sure that's gonna go great. Hey.
Do not worry. Listen. I am HR man. I help you. Okay.
I'm listening. Okay. You're okay.
Listen.
Thank you.
You speak truthful and honestly. Nothing bad happened.
Okay. Truthful, honestly, nothing.
Love this man.
Nothing bad will happen. Okay. Thanks for backing me up. She double checks the name tag. And she's like, Twilight Mercenary Group. Merkin Mr. Merkin the Mercenary. Merkin the Merc.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
That's
I like it.
Okay, cool. I'm terrified.
Yeah. He kind of shifts over. Do you have medical license?
As far as HR is concerned, yes.
As far as HR is concerned, but so yes, you have medical license because I am
Isn't that all
HR and
you
I am
need?
concerned. So yes,
looks at him.
would you
Yes.
like me to put you? Oh, okay. I was going to offer giving you forms for emergency medical personnel to sign up legitimately, but if you already have, you no need. Okay. Kind of steps off this way for a moment. Are you mercenary man? Who shot at us? Hello?
I'm afraid that this poor lad is currently under anesthetics. You will
Okay.
have to wait before you can talk
Alright.
to him.
Hand him this. He hands you some paperwork. You get it filled out back to me in under a week. It is NDA. He's not allowed to talk about this. I do not want
Understood.
him speaking about this. Good. Okay. I've got more work to do. I'll catch you later. Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck, Merkin.
Good job. Good job being Twilight. He's...
Holy shit.
What a wonderful addition to our service.
Wow.
Meanwhile, as he steals the scene away from this specific location...
He is the hero our company needs, you guys.
Oh...
Fucking told you.
Meanwhile, a gaggle of three. Oh, you're not here right now. Sorry. A gaggle of three just wandered on into the lad bay. Having stumbled on in, Raul, you went to go talk to
Me
Bonnie
again?
about some stuff. Yeah, but as you're there, you already noticed that Bonnie and Lunar were chatting or just beginning to chat, and you all ended up heading into the bay together. You had some things you wanted to go over with Bonnie about the new designs, but on top of that, it seems someone else had their own inquiry to Bonnie about something. You all stumble on inside of the room, and looks like the bay is mostly empty right now for you. Oh, excuse me. So, first order of business, as just a prompt to go off of, you got some new alien loot that you can look at on the computer.
When I select my pog, the whole room goes dark, by the way.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah.
Blind.
You guys can
Bonnie-
start. I already had a scene.
Yeah. Bonnie is like looking over a few of her documents and is looking through and is just sort of like, I imagine Lunar is like talking her ear off and she's like, okay.
Yeah, but I got this idea.
Writing a few things down.
Let me even move you guys to see if that helps fix things. Do you guys see each other now?
Oh, yeah, I see.
Actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Disappeared again.
If
Yeah,
you select the map and not your pog, it should be okay.
Oh, I know how to fix this. Hang on.
God, I love Merkin so much. What a guy.
There we
What a-
go.
what a-
Hey, the lights are on.
The
I
lights
knew
are
someone
on.
didn't pay. I knew someone didn't pay.
There we go. Again.
So I thought it was a good idea to talk in the dark because this is on the hush hush, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm counting on the light.
You know what that does to my eyes.
I'm sorry.
Why isn't this even on a dimmer? That doesn't even... This is future stuff.
Yeah, but it's like a workplace. It needs to be lit so you don't fall over.
All right, so I was asking ideas and I was thinking a big one. So I put all my stuff into engineering. I can make explosions, and we've been through a lot. I feel like we need... I looked through the other licenses. I haven't really found anything that I like, but I have ideas. Big ideas. Or whatever the opposite ideas are. You know, like, problems. And I want you to help me with those problems. And to, like, all right, I sketched it on a napkin. And he, like, takes, like, a crumbled piece of paper out. It's actually, like, the underside of a raptor. Like, kind of sketched out with a pen. And it looks like a little wolf thing with a little caterpillar thing connected to it. You can't quite make the design. He may have been plagiarizing from a children's cartoon. You're not sure.
She's looking at it with, like, confusion.
Okay, but with bigger guns. I have a theme and everything. You gotta trust me.
Okay.
I will get the stuff. I just need your magic hands.
You don't need to get the... Okay, she looks. So you want me to make you a frame, right?
That's what they're called. Yes. And he kind of looks straight at you, blinking. Yes.
I've never done that before.
It can be made out of any junk. Like anything we find. And we have a lot of junk right now. In fact, I hear we're overloaded with junk.
No, we wouldn't need the junk. I could see what I could do, but I could prep you. I'm trying to prep you with the expectation of...
Please. I will have a big 100% I owe you one. These are very rare, my friend.
I believe you. Okay.
You've heard this in the hallways, that he said I owe you to at least one crew member every day.
Yeah, she places it on the table. Well, I was meaning on working on something like this, so I guess this can be one of my first commissions? She raises an eyebrow, looking at the wolf caterpillar.
If you look back at Lunar, he's like standing straight, like a soldier, like what do you call saluting? At your beck and call. Whatever you need.
Okay.
Starting out big, hey bunny.
Oh, hey. She waves a little. Okay.
It's Mr. Moody Blues himself. What you doing over there?
Oh, that's an album, right? Moody Blues.
You know how to get into my heart. Did you want candy? I have candy.
I'm good. It's just,
No, it's good. And he kind of like wiggles his eyebrows.
I'm good. Just, heard you like old Earth music, and I happen to appreciate some myself. Bonnie, if it's not too much trouble, can you pull up the salamander we got?
Sure. She,
Christian, do you have the pog?
Oh, I do have the one. Do you want the fully new made one?
Yes.
All right, sure. Yeah, you pull it up, and Bonnie raised up the criteria for the reprinting process goes forward. These were an interesting mech. As it rises out, you see its quadrupedal form, the different sloped armor on it, the cannon that arcs out from the front. This thing was interesting because as the other two types of frames you had mainly encountered were had these sort of synaptic links and weird internal growths, this thing was lovingly simple in its design. It had a cockpit, and that's how you pilot it. Unfortunately, the cockpit is a little small for humans, so you had to do some gutting and readjustment in order to get everything going good on it.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Raoul walks up to it, reaches to his pad, clicks a button, the cockpit door pops open with a tss. I'm gonna go through the motions, small test drive.
All right.
Just to
Bonnie
see if
gets
it's
up
calibrated.
Yeah, she gets up the system diagnostics little helper, and then sets that going.
Yeah, you climb in and then sort of just stand there and get it set up. Lunar, damn, this is like custom. Like that's one of the alien mechs you think, but God, they painted it.
Looks adorable. What did they do? What is that, Bonnie? What is that?
Oh, it's just She says, "Come over here." She then shows him the whole software and is showing him how to work on and change the things. It's all this setup of the whole system statistics, and then you can go into the visuals.
I didn't know there were layers of numbers. Oh, it's interesting how they placed that.
She switches it to visual programming mode.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank God. Thank God. Okay.
You hear through the little speakers in the desk. Test. This thing working? You guys hear me?
Yep, it's working.
Hello?
Aces.
Can't hear you guys. Give me a moment. You hear some clicking of switches. Hello?
Ow, wow.
Hello?
There we go. Now I hear you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, this it's a bit cramped, but I can make do.
Make it wiggle.
Raoul takes the levers that control the mech, raising the rear and does a little wiggle.
Lunar has his phone out and he's recording it, and he's like, click, sending that to spoiler.
Oh boy,
shit.
the first I guess the first footage to ever be shared of this mech is going to be a funny one. That's interesting considering what this thing does.
Funny, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to activate the aim assist system, so Roll turns the mech around so he's not aiming the main gun at the
Don't worry, the weapons are not hot. There's no ammunition.
Yeah, I was about to say, even though weapons
I was ready.
Unloaded. I mean, you did destroy a mech with pilot melee in the test sessions. Yep.
Luck.
Bonnie. The aim assist is drifting 0.2 at 128. If you can take a look at that.
Don't worry. She basically sets up the system for calibration.
Yep.
Would you like some help with that?
No.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's already there. Actually, you know what? can you run just a regular system diagnostics? Help out.
Okay. System diagnostic starts running on one of the side screens, and it's just.
Why do I hear a nightmare on the other side of this?
This suit is not built for human recognition. You may need to insert fresh data in order for this system repair to run through correctly. Sorry.
Okay. I'm not. Oh, come on. She then has to go in manually and fill in
Pop up
some
on this
details.
screen. Would you like some help with mech design?
Oh yeah. Oh, they have assist mode. What can you do?
There's some.
I can guide you through a number of standard chassis build-outs and give you the perfect guide for constructing your own mech.
Do we have like free draw? I see a pencil. I see a pencil in the top corner. What? Yes.
Instead of making a whole new mech from scratch, have you tried taking a look at the catalog of the ones we just got in? I'm currently talking with the UEA to get another one. The what was it called? Holzmeyer? Yeah, I think that was it, but there's some Serial Labs tech going in there, so I need to negotiate that a little bit more, but should be ready by next week. But, if you're looking for a big gun, there's a Caudillo, you know? We just got in a new contract with Buy.
Oh, I need the... That's actually... And he takes a second, and he looks at Bonnie, but then kind of looks at the pad and the data helper, and it's like, no, this just... I need to see where this goes. There's already so much help on my side. I feel pretty confident.
You... Bonnie, you check out the sketch pad, and something about that name actually resonates with you pretty well. You think you actually recognize it now. It's something that's didn't really... Maybe it's the pile bunker, but that name scratched at the top, Junkyard Dog. That was something Leo was talking about too. They must have been talking to each other there. It's sort of like a flash from the past for a moment as it sort of rushes over your brain. You haven't thought about that at all in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, hasn't been much time to. She like sort of gets lost looking at it, and she's like, "Hey, Luna."
Yeah. And he kind of like blanks out from hyperfocus and looks over. His eyes unglazing gradually.
Did you talk about this with Leah?
That was actually and well, hold on a second. And he kind of like takes a harder sip before putting the drink down and lets his eyelids settle. Yeah, actually, one of the first things it sounds like I don't know. She always struck me as the creative type, and at least analytical, someone I could talk to. And I never got to talk to many people. You know, when you're in the north, you kind of tend to treasure all the people you have, and we've been so lucky that we've only lost one. And I'd like to make sure that doesn't happen again. I think everyone would want to be on the same page on that. I don't mind if I'm in the background. I just want to help. I think that's a good start, and I think I'm good with extreme violence. So that's what I put forth. Just aimed well. I don't do well myself. I do well when other people tell me. I just need to make better choices with that. And I think you guys are a good fit right now.
Yeah. Bonnie, while he was talking, just like reached out a hand to just like rub his arm. Like
Raoul,
it's fine.
The comms are still completely open right now, and this is kind
Yep.
of awkward.
Now, Raoul is staring at the ceiling of this mech. That is honestly not too far from his head, given the size constraints of this, what is essentially a coffin-shaped cockpit.
Your nose kind of squishes up on the top.
The panel is basically on the roof.
Raul, like, sits there in the coffin-shaped cockpit, rests his arms on his chest, much like a corpse would. And for a moment, he looks at the comms and like activates the camera to like show his face, like zoom call
Yeah.
out. Hey, how do you guys feel about this whole ordeal? Some people have adapted and accepted their situation. I'm still trying. What about y'all?
I think a lot of you all here are children, and you shouldn't be even in this situation, to be honest. But yet you're out here making better decisions than I ever could, and telling me what to do, and actually making a real difference. So, well, who am I to talk, right?
You have plenty of experience. You're wiser. You're wiser than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah. Because I've made more mistakes.
That's how you learn. How are you, young Bonnie?
She like looks down. She's like sort of grabbing onto the image, the drawing a little bit hard. She's like, I'm doing as best as I can.
Can I?
It's tough, but I can't stop moving. What?
The aliens, the enemy. Do you hate them for what they did to the people you cared about?
Pauses, like genuine. It looks like it hits her mind, and she's like, I do, but I don't. It's a weird thing where I understand what these wars are like. And I both get it, and I feel so angry. I've tried not to think about it because it's just so big that what can I change? What can I do?
That's so hard. Don't worry. I've put in with HR, so you'll get answers for these hard questions, Bonnie.
Roll invades.
Invade tech action. Shut off the fucking computer.
What just happened? No, what just happened? No. My creative assist.
I personally, I'm also a bit lost. I know that, given the opportunity, the enemy, he pauses on that term again, the aliens would shoot at us and kill us, much like we're doing it to them. But isn't that... Why? Why did this suddenly happen? I know the war has been going on for a while, and allegedly there were negotiations, but we never seen any of those negotiations. None of them were ever televised. And I, a rich person who knows a lot of the rotten things out there, I know nothing about these negotiations. Have we even ever tried to talk things through? Why? You don't drop an entire continent-sized battleship, a city-sized battleship on a planet as your first move.
I know.
And now
There's
we're
something-
getting deployed out here. Every time I expect to die, every time I leave this base with no hope of coming back, and yet again I am proven wrong by some sick joke of destiny that is me being able to pilot this fucking death machine. It's so stupid.
She nods a little bit, like left in thought.
I don't have any good ideas, but what I can say is that until you figure out the next right move for you, I'll try to keep you alive until then, and you can make the decision whenever you like.
Roll gives a little smile as he freezes.
Bonnie was gonna talk, and then she turns around. Hello?
Oh yeah, so, Bonnie, who are you talking? Oh, who? How do I not see you coming? Here. Hello.
Christian, you may be muted.
Christian, you're mute.
Damn. Okay. Yes. After you had said that, Merkin appeared and immediately was like, good say. I think that was very wise. Yes. You see, I am HR man. Hello, welcome to meet you.
Oh, I didn't
Yes.
know.
I've only heard part of conversation, okay? So I cannot provide all input needed. But I was summoned on little ringer thing by tiny robot child. You
Hello.
trying to raise I come to shake your hands. It is sounding like very much troubled times. I am so sorry.
Trauma bonding. Roll does some jazz hands.
You have
Bonnie-
seen many bad things, yes.
Mhm.
Would you like recreational room to make life better?
I thought you were gonna say recreational drugs there. For a
He
second.
was so close.
You will-
Mr. Narkin, you were so close.
Oh, I can. Recreational drugs within limitation is allowable. We are a mercenary company, not Boy Scouts. I am now HR head. I make the rules. I am the one who make rules, and shoe drop when I say it does. So, you all have problem. You come tell me what wrong. I help. You have problem with killing people? Turns over directly to fucking Bonnie.
Like, you want to talk to me about it right now?
He kind of moves over to side, and then he rolls over. Listen, you have problem killing, yes? This is seen. Eyes quiver at thought. I see it.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me help. You see, you cannot fight yourself. Okay. You cannot become better at killing because you are not the person who kills. So, instead, I give you this as guidance. He goes over and tries to click the computer. How do I get video online on this? How do I get online on the console?
Sorry, I'm still hijacking it. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Roll, click some buttons.
You click some buttons, kind of pop out slowly, and the mech like sinks back down. It's like, okay, pull up internet, yes. Okay, so you see, mercenary make lot of money, big amounts of money, yes.
Yeah.
You know where mercenaries make big money? They sit behind politician, and politician hire mercenaries so that they get protection while doing weird sex pest things, yes?
I don't want to.
This is why
Roll,
you do not have to be
roll
a part of that.
Spits. Roll is like taking a sip and he just spits
What
on
is
the
this
floor.
man?
So I tell you now, what you're going to do is you do not have to be a part of that. That is disgusting, I understand. But understand, bodyguard work, public appearance work, other mercenary tax behind line, you can do many thousands of things and no problem at all.
I think we might need to talk about like my values more later on.
Oh
'cause that
yes, of
doesn't
course.
align.
Oh no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
You have
No,
values.
I think
we should
you
talk,
have
okay?
You have a free slate. I think this is a free slate. This is the good thing. He's saying good things.
Yes,
It's in a
I
very
understand.
different way than what normal people would say, but it is good things he is saying.
Yes,
I'm not gonna support a.
No. He
Corrupt
kind of raised out.
politician.
I tell you, no. Do not. But I am not giving you rock and hard place. You do not need to put your morals aside.
Ooh, no,
You could just-
you're HR. Don't say that.
Oh, yes. You're right. Thank you, man. What is your name?
He freezes.
Is
This
name
is-
confidential material? No need to say.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God. Okay, I don't. No, you're so trustworthy. I think I want to tell you. Anyway, later.
Okay, we talk later. Listen,
She's
what
a
I'm
saint.
trying to say, is not that you need to do bad things always. I am saying there are ways to make money and do job without being frontline soldier kill man.
I know.
You've never seen a dog wink, but he's winking.
I
Okay,
know.
you get it?
Reason.
Bad time, much on brain. Come to me when you want to find job. Oh, actually, he kind of reaches into his pocket and looks. Your name, Bonnie, yes? I
Yeah.
confirm this? Yes. Bonnie Bell Newgate, I have requests from you. They've gone unanswered. I see at top of board. What is up with that?
Oh, what?
He shoves in your face, and he shows you the mission that you'd recently put out almost weeks ago now, and you don't even realize it's been that long. You wanted
Oh.
to do multiple operations, and they just kind of shifted to the side. What is this? These seem like a good thing, your idea, your morals, yes?
Yeah, I wanted to try and set up some relief.
Good,
work.
do that. Make money. Yeah.
That won't make money, but Yeah,
Make public
think I should do that.
relation be good. People like us. Donation box, make money. Okay, good. Good luck. Go talk to Silas. He is busy now. He
Set
will
up
be,
a
back.
GoFundMe.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I'm glad to have helped. I'm busy, man. I've got another ping. Goodbye.
Raoul Raoul scampers up the side of the.
I need
the
to learn
stairs.
his ways.
Bonnie just looks stunned. I couldn't even regulate any emotions with that guy.
You don't
Yo.
have to. You're free to and not to regulate. That's the beauty of it.
I met him before. Moon described him as a force. Yes, that man is a force. I don't think anyone in this company will be able to stand up to him in any meaningful capacity.
Well, we've been building up to Silas, so we'll see for sure. But speaking of that guy, hey, Savvy, are you around?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just pop down. And this is going to be in your room, correct? Your
Considering that he
current-
does not have his currently desired office.
Yes. This is a plot point. We'll get to that. Hey, Seti.
Yes.
You straighten up your tie, and
Mhm.
let me drag you over here as I'm gonna ping you over. You find yourself in an intersection of a hallway as you stare up the way. Silas's room is the last down here to the left as you just sort of stand there. What's running through your head?
Adjust hair, straighten tie. Okay, get my story straight. Try to figure out exactly what I'm here for because it could be a lot of things. And, contingencies probably. And then she runs through her head and she's like, I think I'm just gonna wing it actually. Yeah, let's just take it. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? Just gonna walk up, knock on the door. Excuse me.
Enter.
She looks across the hall for a split second into Lunar's room, sort of cocks an eyebrow after seeing the interior. It's like, I need to go in there later. And then walks into your chamber.
Silas is sat in his armchair and he's seemingly reading through some documents on his pad and also has some books. You note that on the table next to him is a small selection of what you assume is some pretty pretty pricey alcohol and also like a box of cigarellos.
I love it. Do I walk into the room and he's in an armchair facing away from the door?
That is correct, yes.
Seti moves her way in, stops, takes her shoes off, and then steps onto the carpet.
So I don't know if this is doable on the map, but this stool would be here. Just, like, available for you to sit on, basically, and set up already.
Auspiciously in the middle of the room, okay. She sits down on top of it and sort of spreads her legs, puts her hands on her knees and just like starts tapping them.
He doesn't respond to you sitting down and just continues scrolling through the files that he's got. You hear like the very awkward sound of like the leather of his seat creaking as he adjusts himself a little bit. And then after I would say a good 2 minutes, which feels like fucking forever.
Oh yeah, no, Seti, the only thing she hears in this room is the sound of her own breath and the creaking of that fucking chair for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He eventually seems to finish what he was doing on the pad and puts it down. And then kind of faces you a little bit. Not full on faces you, but is enough that he can address you, and kind of has his arm kind of lazily on the side of the chair, and goes, "Firstly, allow me to apologize for the appearing informal nature of this, but we have no such offices to conduct such a performance review."
Still struggling to get that office.
Not struggling. We simply did not have the money before.
Yeah, with that new windfall, huh? What are you gonna do with the place?
Seti, you do understand that this is not a casual conversation that I've summoned you here for.
She leans in and folds her hands slightly. She's like, right, yeah, right. So, straightens up slightly, back cracks under the weight of the gravity. What exactly am I doing here?
First of all, allow me to get a few things out of the way.
Mm.
I would indeed allow myself to praise you for some of the actions that you have recently
blink.
taken. We have found ourselves in a certain amount of windfall thanks to some actions that you have taken, and that has not gone unnoticed.
Smiles.
I do take issue with the fact that you don't seem to understand why you're here.
She goes quiet. She sort of stops and thinks to herself. She's like, yeah, why exactly?
He has this calm impatience about him, and is just like, you remember a certain mission that didn't happen?
She turns her head to the side. Oh, right. Prison Break, yeah. Nodding.
Does that perhaps levy any sort of lead in your brain?
Ooh. This is interesting because it's a toss-up between Seti trying to read you, but you're fucking Silas, and reading you is almost impossible, or levying her own values. So, she
do you want to make a roll of some kind between us?
Yeah, that could be fun. That would be
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, give me
So I didn't do any of my level ups for the last level up we just got.
That's
but
fine.
I would
Yeah.
I probably would have put it into pull rank.
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic.
So give me that pull rank versus
I'll do read a situation.
Actually, here's what I'm going to say. You both have take control skill triggers. Both of you make me
lovely.
take control skill triggers.
All right.
Love to see it.
I haven't updated both your sheets, so it'll still be about even.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man! Oh man!
Oh, this is neck and neck then. This is like, you can, Seti, you will be able to pull out in whatever direction you want here in terms of like what you want to talk about, but you can tell that you're only doing it via a levered amount of patience by Silas's part, where he is fully aware you're doing that. And I think in this case, I would just imagine he just sort of wants to see where you go with this.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
fascinating.
exactly what I was gonna do anyway as well.
Yeah, that's my
so-
read on it, so go for it.
Oh boy, so in this case, I'll have Seti take control of the situation, and even though it's like I won the role, I will probably have her out some of her own personal values, because I see this as her taking initiative and being like, oh, okay, I'll take it in the direction that I want to take it. She like sort of tilts her head to the side and like places a hand on her chin. Huh. If I had to guess at any point, well, Asher isn't in here. I was going to say you would take issue with the fact that we didn't act on DeFore and a bunch of non-combatants who surrendered were killed as a result. But, she like taps her chin repeatedly. Providing inadequate protection to the prisoners?
He literally just keeps looking at you.
She like scratches the back of her neck. She's like, sorry, we moved as fast as we could, but those tanks were a lot tougher than we expected.
Keeps looking. It's just waiting, just literally doing the thing where like it's a certain conversational technique which is in real life as well. If you simply remain silent, people give up more information to fill the space. Yeah.
She will continue doing this, of course. She like taps her foot a few times. Probably isn't about direct material or anything. After all, we just got a big windfall. Guess Farah got banged up pretty bad. She's thinking. Grant, Dumpster, and Spoiler were all at risk. She's tapping her chin repeatedly.
Allow me to save you the brain space. I will be honest with you, Seti. Just now, I intended to read what sort of person you were. The fact that you took so long to reach what I had an issue with, and not even actually land on what I had an issue with, tells me plenty I need to know about your character.
She blinks.
I do not take issue with any amount of recklessness that you decide to have in regards to your own life. As far as I care, you could walk into the ocean and never return, and I would not care if that was your choice. As much as I would prefer if we did not lose resources to your constant throwing away so joyfully of our work, and then to come back and praise us so vehemently for what? The wrecks you've created? Simply because we allowed you to create them more effectively. None of that bothers me. I had the ability to view the footage one time before I had to delete it. Taking to the air, and quite expertly destroying one of the unexpected guests at that prison. And yet I can't seem to recall you ever taking a moment to consider that you had a live passenger attached to the outside of your hull.
She blinks. She blinks as if that had not occurred to her. She thinks about it for a second. Oh, yeah. No, Spoiler was clinging to the side of my Oh, yeah. She nods to herself. Yeah, she was clearing the heat off of my Martinet. It's the only reason it kept running.
You see, this is not something which, this is not a feature that Silas often levies of his helmet, but the plates around the visor can actually shift to help convey emotion. And you watch as they kind of shift upwards to basically give him a squint of, like, accusation, basically. And goes, I'm the last person to have any kind of fondness for spoiler.
Damn, I'm sorry, homie.
But she was focused on the mission. She helped you. And the stunt you pulled was only possible because of her intervention, as you just mentioned. And you decided to reward that with blatant disregard for her life.
Steady, sort of squints for a second. She blinks a few times. She's like, she, like, straightens herself up. She's like, oh, okay, her hair, like, untossles for a second. She slowly, like, reels back, sort of exhales. Listen, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, isn't it more important, particularly in a wartime scenario, to deal with a threat as quickly as it appears? It worked out fine, right?
You feel that, like, he doesn't change his pose, but there, you know, when you can sense that somebody's muscles just kind of tense in a way that shifts the atmosphere. That happens, and he's just like, you seem to have an incorrect read on me, Seti. I would recommend that you correct your assumptions about me. I will make myself perfectly clear. The point of any of this, the point of anything that I strive for in this company, is so that I may prove that I am the one who is for the betterment of everyone that we have under us. Enemies, casualties. If you make the decision to endanger the lives of your colleagues in the pursuit of glory, thrills, I don't care what was going through your head. If you do it again, Seti, I will dismiss you. You will not receive any form of paycheck. And you will be deprived of the love that you so have for piloting the mechs that I and the others make for you.
I am going to roll a dice to see how she deals with this. Let's see. 10 below. She's gonna shut the fuck up. Actually, no. 10 below, she'll snap back. 10 or above, she will listen along. Okay. She'll keep it together. You notice Seti's body tense up for a second, and her mouth opens as if she's about to say something, and she slowly exhales, allowing whatever emotion that was to just wash over her. She's like, okay, understood. Salutes.
Good. It is refreshing to see that you are at least present of mind enough to understand when your values are at risk.
She's sort of Oh man, that's a very fun one. She sort of smiles. Same old peaceful smile. She's like, huh. Well, actually, I've done a lot of talking about... I've tried to read your mind today. Why don't you try to read mine? What do you think my values are? She watches you so closely. Now it's her turn to be quiet and watch.
There's this creak of the chair as he gets up. And you're normally taller than him.
Yes.
But you're in the chair.
I'm on the stool. I'm a few feet down.
So he just kind of steps forward and goes, "My opinion of you does not concern you. You are dismissed, Seti."
She smiles, salutes. Okay, have a good day, boss. Walks towards the door, cracks it open.
Last thing, Seti. I will not be putting you on any sensitive missions until you have proven your behavior has improved.
She sort of pauses. Ooh, sensitive missions, huh? You guys have a few of those rolling in?
Wouldn't you like to know?
God, I would. Understood, boss. She steps outside.
You step
Closes
outside.
the door.
Close the door. And what you enter the hallway, it is empty and quiet all the way down the way. And as you sort of stand there, do you have a moment of ponderance? How are you feeling?
How is Seti feeling?
Don't walk yet, but yes, how are you feeling?
Oh, yes. She pauses moving outside. She felt for a moment like, okay, I'm gonna get into it with this guy. And then she's like, no, this is a sensation almost like that's been cultivated in this place. I need to calmly allow it to pass by. This is a segment that I have inherited from this Earth 3. I think if I let it pass, I will be able to make more clear-headed judgments. And she let it pass for a moment. And she's moved outside, and her mind currently swims with the tides of Earth 12. It's interesting.
Upon that reflection, there's a puff of smoke that blows out next to you. Wow.
Hello. Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, we have already talked.
Hi.
Yes.
It's going good? It's going good for you?
It is going good. We have talked with many people.
Wonderful.
I was waiting for you to be done so I could go in too. Everything go good?
Yeah, no, positively wonderful. We reached an understanding. A big sweetheart, I swear.
Oh, okay.
She says, patting you on the shoulder.
Okay. I will accept that. If anything changes, you come talk to me, okay?
Okay. I did a bad job. I did a bad job following your advice, actually. I'm realizing that now that I look at your face again, I realize I did not follow your advice.
Oh, I see. You are a pathological liar?
No, mostly as a defense mechanism.
I see. You are a defensive liar. This is
Wait,
good
what the hell did I just admit to you?
Something. You should give some thought and come back to me when you feel like telling truth. It is not judgment. It is simply a fact. I am truth man. You can talk to me truths, and I do not tell anyone else. That is the simple fact of it. Unless you put risk at the entire company via gunpoint, then I might need to tell someone about that.
Okay.
I am busy man. Can I move through?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Go on.
Luck.
I'll have a wow.
Silas, there's a knock at your door.
Damn.
He just once again very dismissively just enter.
Door opens up. You see this man, as I've described him 3 times previously. He's like a plank on legs. He sort of
seen
finds
his type
himself
before.
approaching. Yeah, absolutely. He makes his way, sits down in the stool again, and sort of looks directly across from you. You are second of 3 company peoples, the leaderboard.
First of 3, yes.
I see. Oh, first of 3. I see. He kind of considers him to himself. Excellent. I am going through runs of different people building psychological profiles. Have you any complaints of company? Sometimes boss needs speak of company as well.
I believe I've already submitted any gripes that I've had that I am able to speak about. But with that in mind, allow me to educate you on one particular one, considering its sensitive nature of the information. SETI is of particular issue, and I've just finished speaking with her, as you know.
Oh, yes. Okay. We are all up to date. You make sure to let me know upon any more sensitive information. I do not need to know. I just need to know when people feel bad. And when bad feeling lead to bad company. Yes? Okay?
Yes. I would like to point out SETI does not seem to have a huge amount of respect for her fellow colleagues, I suppose is the fitting word. Perhaps if you could help her work on that, that might be helpful.
Build respect building exercise? Fall class with many people. No worries. I will do it. Okay. You have any other HR requirements for work? I have a legal degree. I can do other things as well. Let me know. I have, do you have offices?
We do not, much to my chagrin.
Oh, I see. Oh no. Okay, I will be office and room. That is fine. Okay.
That
Thank you
will
very
not
much,
be
sir.
necessary. I will be ensuring that we have offices constructed soon enough.
Good man, yes. Okay, I believe that is all we need to talk about. I am getting another ping. I will see you later, sir. Mr. DePayne? Mr. DePayne, I'm Mr. Merkin. A pleasure to do business with you.
Mr. Merkin, thank you for your introduction. Have yourself a pleasant day.
He stands up and walks out the door pretty easily and quickly, closes it on the way out.
Business as usual for Silas.
Yeah. Sigma meets Sigma. All right. Thank you both for that. Sorry, I missed
Thumbs
it
up.
a bit, but that was good.
Thumbs up.
When I saw,
that
I'm
was
pulling
quite a
myself away
scene.
from the computer. But yeah. All right. Oh.
Safi, you triggered my fucking PTSD, dude.
Oh yeah, with the fucking talking to your boss ass fucking
Well,
thing.
you took me right back to the IT department of the hospital.
Oh man.
I'm glad I had the correct level of menacing.
That was good,
Good
shit,
shit.
man. That was fucking good shit.
Thank you.
Hey, James, are you there? Let's see. Where's my boy? Where's my boy?
James.
Your boy is here.
Oh, he's here, my boy. All right. In that case, let me just take a quick moment. Oh, okay. I'm going to drag us over here now. Ace, you are currently taking a shower. You have slammed your head against the shower curtain, pushed it front, laid back, and the sound of running water starts rushing down as you stand there. Here we are. You are sitting here, and you just had an operation again. Another one after a good while. How does that make you feel?
Ace feels kind of. You know where you're like happy to be alive, but you're kind of like upset because it's like, fuck, well, if I died, I at least wouldn't have to worry about this. That's kind of how Ace feels.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Because, they're just sitting there and they're happy they managed to get back alive, but, knowing that their ex-boss is still around, hasn't really sat well with them.
Yeah. You can remember back to that occurrence pretty clearly. You had to leave. You had to get out. That's just... It was an unfortunate circumstances, but now it's all coming back. he's sitting in the med bay in a building across the way, banged up, on fire, and a part of you does wish, I believe, from what you had said last time, that he maybe have just died in that worm.
Yeah, it was a reflex. One that they're not particularly proud of, letting the hot water kind of soak away the cold sweat. They swore that they would never kill again, or at least if they had to, they would kill to defend rather than in the service of some faceless conglomerate. They really didn't mean what they said when they said that they were there to make sure everybody got home alive, and knowing that that fell apart after seeing Dufour after all these years leaves a taste of bile in the back of their mouth.
You went on an offensive mission. Does that have any sort of compunction towards your feelings to that at all? Being back here, at the very least, though, no one's died. No one died this time.
No one's died, but they also remember the kind of people they served under, the kind of people that composed their mercenary troop before Ace decided to do what they did, and they can kind of live with fighting against people like this instead of the human trolls, the goblins that they used to serve with.
It's a different company for sure. Compared to what you were with before, everyone's got this innocent shine on their face that sort of reminds you of what you were like when you first joined up.
Mm.
And this time, you're the one, the veteran, standing there at the front, and you're the one who gets to decide what type of war they get to see. As you contemplate on this, you hear the shower, like the main door open, as there's some more movement and stuff like that. And while in your thoughts, the shower door next to yours, this one opens up, and then you hear a banging noise as someone calls out, "Hey, pal around!"
Oh, God.
"Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
It sure was going. And then you goad. Can I help you?
Whoa, wow, that's pretty. Help me take a shower. Come on now, that's a bit. No, I think I've got it.
I'd hope so.
He kind of like thinks about that. Damn, I gotta say, good job. I lost a death bet. Now it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you sure did. You know who you were betting against, or?
Well, I mean, honestly, when we were just standing there, I thought, like, I don't know, Helena seemed like the old type, you know, like I felt like she'd take a bullet or something, she'd go out the door, but I don't know. But like I have a feeling that, like, honestly, I was impressed. It was a pretty good shit. And the right spoiler.
You can't see this, right?
Huh?
He can't see, like, Sky Voice, he can't see any of this, right?
No,
like he can't see Ace at all.
No, you are all and completely covered in the shower room.
He can't,
right
but
now.
I could pop out one of these eyeballs, and I could.
Okay. The mention of losing the death bet, Ace was kind of like, they tensed up a little bit, kind of like, okay, I can let that roll off my shoulder. The second he mentions like that he bet on Helena dying, Ace is like gritting his teeth, trying to maintain any form of composure that they have managed to, like, pile up during their shower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I feel like Grandma's tougher than she looks, and she looks pretty tough. She looks like a $2 steak tough.
Yeah. I mean, I got whacked out pretty quick for my mech. I swear, I probably would have gone down pretty good. I mean, I didn't expect to bet on myself, but there's no real point to bet on yourself. You know what I mean?
Who I thought was gonna die? I thought it was gonna be Asher and some like, "Oh, don't worry, my queen. I will take this belief for you." I thought that's what was gonna happen. Really bad.
Yeah. Oh
Actually, there was
shit! You
this
think
one
time?
moment where he passed out, passed out treetop. I was like, oh, he's about to do it right now. He's about to die.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Damn, that's fucking crazy. I mean, yeah, he's got that knight in him, you know. He's got that fucking knight in him, real bad.
Yeah, that's simp.
Oh, don't be that mean.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean,
You were the one betting on people's lives.
you were
I'm mean
too. Don't
because I
try to
said
pass
somebody
it to
likes
me.
a girl.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not making judgments about their character besides how they'll, what might happen out there. It's really just a wild
whether they're
show,
gonna be alive or dead.
Yeah, you're making
I-
judgments about people. I think you're the
Can
real
I-
one here, you know? Yeah.
Can I
Yes.
ask you a question?
Who's,
Oh, yeah,
who's
what's
in
up?
there, by the way? Sorry.
Yo, it's Ace.
Oh, which one's it?
How much did you bet on Helena?
I'm not a rich man. I just got out of jail, so I just put down like $50, really.
Do you think that's all her life is worth?
It's all I had in my pocket.
How much is money actually worth to you?
He takes a second and he's just like, money is worth what money's worth, and I don't really, I mean, yeah, it's money. It's nothing like special, but hell, it lets me buy cool new stuff, gets me new robots, gets me new things.
How much do you think your life is worth?
My life,
About 20%.
about 20%. I guess that's
Oh,
right.
come on. Be generous here. We're talking about money. I mean, after all, what's a bet? You could put any price tag on your life. Come on.
He kind of thinks about that a little more. He's
Name
just
a
like,
price.
He thinks about it about as much as it costs to get one of those big fancy night suits that guy had.
So, let's say that you bet that like I bet on you dying. Would you hold it against me if I made sure that I got a payout from that bet?
Oh man,
Threat? Hell yeah.
Threat, man? Well, hey, I'm not making threats here. Like, hey,
I Ace hails. Yeah, let me just put it to you this way. I've seen what people who bet on life are capable of. And those people made sure that they got a payout. As long as you value the life of your companions and the people around you more than your pride or a payout, we'll have no issues. The second you start getting greedy or decide you're tired of losing out on bets, I'm putting you in the ground the first chance I get.
he's kind of quiet there. He sort of lets the shower kind of just run for a second as he sits there. Is that
Ace kind of exhales in frustration. I'm sorry, it's just life's worth more than any amount of money, including
I just
yours.
realized who that is. Hey, Blue Eyes, what's up with you and that cowboy?
Ace shuts off the shower, grabs a towel, and starts making their
Sheesh. You're almost to the door, and kind of like about to walk your way out, and you hear the shower door kind of creak open. This guy kind of peeks his head out for a second as he just kind of like looks over directly at you, and he's just like, hey. He sort of just stares directly across at you, and in a second he's just like, look, I'm not just, fucking forget it. He just closes the door.
No, it's fine. I'm the one who should be apologizing. That was uncalled for, and I'll explain myself later if you'll listen to me.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
honestly, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourselves and those around you, okay?
I never do.
Ace steps out. Sky Voice, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, sure thing. Sam just kind of hits the back of the shower. He's like, "Jeez, that's a fucking buzzkill right there."
Yeah, you can't really just talk to anybody in the next shower over. You know, you gotta be more careful.
I could talk to you. That's great.
Yeah, everybody can talk to me. I'm spoiler. I'm great.
Well,
Well,
how much work do you put into being spoiler to be like that sociable?
No, you have no idea.
Oh, yeah? Open up. Come on. I'm trying to learn. Give it to me. What's up?
All right, what do you want to know?
How are you so cool? Spoiler, make me a, oh god, just a plain 1d20 plus your grit 1.
Okay. Plus my grit?
Yeah, so it's just going to be a plus 1 at this point, I believe.
Okay. So I'll just add it after with math. You tell me what it is, because I can't see my rolls.
Okay, yeah, that's 17. Alrighty. That was, it felt like he wanted to say something else, but he sort of diverted for the last second there. There's a level of emotional insincerity in this man that seems to resonate with you.
I don't know, trash bag. You want me to be open with you, but you're not saying everything you mean.
Oh, it's hard. You don't...
You're already butt naked in a shower. You might as well let it all out.
Damn. I guess that's a good point. Crazy shit.
I'm full of good points.
Yeah. A lot of good features, I'll say that. You know,
I am willing to bet that you're hitting on me now.
Yeah, shit. Sorry, yeah, that's a low blow to go to that angle just because you're trying to say something to me. Man.
No, it's
true,
nice to
though.
be chased for once.
Yeah. Well, hey. He kind of just hits the back of the shower again. Yeah. So you're like, well, let me just ask you, do you like actually enjoy living?
You want honesty?
Yeah, like give it to me. Come on.
Not particularly, but I don't really want to die either. So
yeah.
I guess I'm a chicken, or whatever this base equivalent of that is.
He kind of like hits up against the door and it's like, yeah, see, that's the thing. You know, I'm used to a bunch of guys calling me a shitbag or saying I don't care about human decency or life or shit. I don't think I've ever had... Yeah. I'm a dumpster man, you know? I'm a shitbag. He kind of leans up against the door. Never had anyone ask me how much I think I'm worth money-wise. I don't know if I'd sell me for $5, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of a loaded question. If you want somebody to, I don't know, take value in someone else's life, they kind of have to have value in their own.
Yeah.
So $50 for you, like, you know, relatively, it's pretty good. If you're only worth 5.
I guess I feel like I gotta put myself 10 times up what I am. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice talk. What about you? Come on. I feel bad if I just leave you dry, or like running dry here, you know, well, wet, I guess.
Don't worry, I'm soaking wet.
Oh, yeah, same.
I don't know. I've kind of been so used to being not free that I kind of just realized that I am, and I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm kind of figuring that out. Figure I don't need to be poor anymore.
Oh, yeah. See, that's me too. I just figured out, look, you walk out under the boot for the first time in your life, and guess what? You're free. What the fuck does that mean? It's fucked up. I wish I could say it gets better, but it never did, so hey, maybe we'll figure out.
I mean, if you want to put value, monetary value on a human life, you got to consider money's where freedom comes from. At least around here, or where I'm from, it is. So, I don't know, any amount of money is worth more than the average scumbag on the street.
Yeah. He kind of, sort of just like, yeah, you know, I kind of feel that too. Shit. He kind of clicks his head. I've been thinking about it. Maybe there's more than money out here in these stars. Spoiler. Spoiler. Spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that? This little he just quoted a movie. That was a fucking movie quote, and he just pulled out of his fucking ass. You remember seeing that one day when you went into town one of those few times you were out there. They showed that in prison sometimes.
So we're gonna do this or what?
What? Do what? Come on.
She gets out and goes in.
What? Whoa! I'm gonna cut the Oh man. Anyways, elsewhere. Good value, great value.
The one piece of luck that he gets. God damn.
I hope she just went in there and just like blew raspberries on his stomach. Like it's just like nothing at all.
I love Ace standing out. I love Ace standing outside, like, oh man, maybe I should go in and apologize. I'm gonna go in right now.
Oh, Ace, you think about that? No, Ace. Next episode, you think that you go to open the door and the door cracks open and a man puts a finger up to his lips and shh, and just steps outside, locks the door. Sensitive shower hours. Okay. Oh, you are Ace. No, I mean that is your name. But you are also yes. Okay.
Yes,
he kind of like you are a good person. Yes. No big HR complaints.
I try to be. What? How did you get in the?
No worries. Do not hold the big fear.
Okay.
Okay. He kind of goes over and like goes and shakes your hand. So, you have any complaints? Any concerns? I heard in the shower you seemed very angry.
Yeah, that's just old how do you say, psychological wounds acting up. It was more of the topic of betting on other teammates' lives, and that's a sensitive point. I really feel bad about that.
Okay, you feel yes, your sensitivity training. I spoke briefly to two on couch. They are very sad people. I will you listen. I listen. You do not need to apologize to them for being rude to you. I will help handle. I will make things good, and when you feel apologies coming, you answer no judgment.
Okay.
Oh, I am HR manager. I am Vasily Merkin. This is why you're confused. Okay. Do not worry. I am part of.
All right. That makes. Of this.
Yes. No, I'm not weird shower goblin. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. You were you just happened to be in the showers.
Yes. Okay, we're good.
Were you showering in the showers?
No. I was inspecting up the code. We're good.
Okay. Hold on one second. Ace pulls out their phone messages. Do HR managers need HR managers? Okay. All right, cool. I'm just gonna keep that in the back pocket for later. Who are these sad people you were talking about?
The dumpster boy and naked girl.
Okay, you do realize how little that narrows it down, right?
What? There are more? Oh God, I have not met anyone yet.
Yeah, you really need to get around, buddy.
Okay. People who are in shower with you. They are.
Oh, those two. Okay.
Yes. Don't worry. We will all figure things out. If becomes problem, come talk to me. We'll work it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Wait, dumpster boy?
Yeah. Oh, wait, Helena. He calls out, and Will, if you are here right now.
I am.
Yes. Down here. Helena, you're doing your mandated exercise routines for the sake of your health and everything possible. You're currently on the treadmill. You kind of see him call out to you as your attention is snapped forward.
Yeah, she's still puffing on a cigar.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Just waves on. Hey, I guess I could take a little break. What are you folks up to? Wait, hold on. I think I got a company email about you, mister.
Oh, you might have. Do you remember, 10 years ago, we both, bullworm work for time being? I was in, I was learning HR. I left company, bullworm, stupid sack of shit company when it comes to HR management complaints. I do nothing. I don't like it. Sorry if you have positive memories, but not for me.
No. Oh my, I feel so rude. I just didn't have too many troubles, personally, so we didn't interact very often. Pleasure to have you here, sir.
Oh, perfect, yes. If have more troubles now due to circumstance, you come talk to me, okay?
None that I can think of off the top of my head. Is there anything that I can help you with at all? Obviously we both have history with Bullworm, and I can tell you right now, we got a good batch. Couple of weirdos, but everybody stays in line for the most part.
Oh, good, yes. I do have one thing I could ask help with. May you take this young one and go talk to Mr. Terrorist in Medbay, please?
Oh, handsome fella, sure.
Oh yes, please. But you need to address this problem. He turns over directly to Ace, so it will be done, okay?
Problem is a very generous term for that. Why? He's not part of the company, though.
Oh no, but he needs to sign NDA, and I have heard from accounts that he and read reports, seen videos. It is not good. I would ask you to help addressing is a great way to solve problems. So you do not need to be friends. Make sure you agree to NDA, okay?
Well, were you prepped on what happened last mission?
I look at videos.
I mean, he shot at me.
Right.
Oh yes, no, that is very bad. He has no guns, so now talking can happen. Good luck. I appreciate it. And don't worry, if bad things happen, Dr. Man is not medically trained. I can tell. Oh well, he might be medically trained, but he can do bad things legally or illegally, and that is good.
I think that immediately endears.
Yeah, Helena smiles is like, man, the day this guy quit Bullworm, they were fucked.
Okay.
Thank you for your concern, sir.
Oh yes. Good luck.
I'll need it.
I'm almost out of pings. I will be gone, and good luck to you two. I wish good progress. Kind of starts wandering off again. Oh,
gives a little salute.
Empty rooms? Do you know, or should I go talk to someone else?
Empty rooms?
Let's see. I'm trying to run down the list of people you might not have met yet. Oh, have you bumped into Silas?
Oh yes, we talk.
How'd that go?
He's solid man. He's very straightforward, understandable.
Oh boy, you came out of that alive?
Oh yes. Why would I? Has he killed people before? Are there dead HR manager graveyard outside of the facility?
He's got a look that can kill.
Ace, I think you're forgetting an important detail about Silas. He only gets that way if you don't follow regulations or are rude or not to the point. Gestures to Merkin. That's not a problem with this fine gentleman.
Yeah. Ace looks at pilot license. Ooh, shit, I forgot to update that.
Okay.
I better steer clear from him right now.
That is not HR concern, so I cannot
Yeah,
help you
yeah,
there. Just do it. Anyways, good luck. I really have to be going now. I will go talk to Silas again. He starts going off in the direction of that room.
Oh, I didn't need to, sick him on him.
Yeah, no, for sure. Excuse me one moment. Helena, you see Ace hold up a finger, grab a pillow?
Oh, buddy, hang on one second. Helena scurries around the bend, grabs some ice cream, and comes on back. Hey, to me, it seems like you could use a little pick-me-up, yeah. I'd offer you a cigar, but I don't think you're the sort.
Thank you. Ace takes the ice cream and starts harking it down.
Okay, that's barbaric, but I'm not going to judge.
I just needed something to get my mind off of it. I just blew up in the showers. Not in that way, although there is probably some blowing up going in the showers right now.
I knew those two would do it.
I cannot believe that man got lucky once.
I mean, you know, every dumpster has its day.
Every dumpster has its diver.
Yeah.
I'm okay, I think I'm a little bit better now. Have you seen him by any chance?
Not the new him, but I remember seeing him over the comms and, if I may speak freely, handsome fella. But that's neither here nor there. I'm more concerned about how this will impact you. Obviously, there's history there, and she puts up her hands. You don't gotta tell me everything, or anything at all. But I want you to know I am here for any amount of support I can provide.
He's kind of taps the side of their ice cream container. Fuck it. Why not? They sit kind of with their, like, on the, lean back on the sofa. Years ago, I worked for Monterosa. As you know, it's the mercenary group that Dufour worked for.
Right.
I got brought on when I was a teenager. I was working odd jobs and ends at the, what is it? It's like a graveyard in space for ships. We just salvaged shit. That's how I got good with my hands. Dufour came in one day, sold me on this idea of fighting for something bigger than me and being a part of a family, and at first, he had enough people in his back pocket where I believed him. But the problem is, as time went on and people died, the kind of people he replaced them with were less than reputable. People who would sooner stab you in the back than pat it. When I was a kid, I saw them do awful, awful things, and the kinds of jobs we took on got even worse. I couldn't do anything about it until one day I could. Got a job, saw an opportunity, and I took it. I sabotaged as hard as I could, fired every round I had, and caused as much chaos as I could before I just left. Met up with some people here, got a new face, new name, new life, in return for helping them with theirs. And I've never looked back since. It's why I took this job in construction. I worked foundations, supports, I-beams, structures. I made sure all of that was secure because I wanted to build a foundation more than to make up for the ones I tore down. The problem with Duval is that he doesn't know what I look like. At least, he knows what I used to look like. But he doesn't know how I look like now. An NDA will keep him from spreading any company rumors, sure, but if he knows what I look like, that's probably enough for someone like him to trace my steps back. And there are good, honest people that I can't let him hurt them, or even entertain the idea of him hurting them. So I don't know what to do. I
She
know I have to
nods.
talk to him, but I...
Right. Well, whew, that was a little heavier than I thought.
Oh,
When you
believe
first
me, this is the abridged version of it.
I imagine so. That doesn't make it any better, kiddo. Well, you are right. There does need to be a discussion that happens. I'm not going to force you into it because, well, there's clearly a lot of baggage there. But one thing should be abundantly clear to you. The person Dufour is mad at, to me, sounds like they were dead. He's chasing a ghost at this point. You know? I don't know who this person was that sabotaged and ruined that gang, but hey, sounds like they died a hero.
I like to think so. I like to live in such a way that they would have died as a hero. I can't run from this, Elena. I may not like it, and I sure as hell don't know what I'm gonna do, but I can't run from this forever. I planned on telling you guys after, you know, everything that happened, but I
Sure.
figured you would be a good start.
She puts a hand on her chest. Oh, I'm flattered.
Always.
Well, I mean, smash a couple walls together,
I,
and you're willing to talk more.
It's funny because there was somebody in the group that I think you would have gotten along with great. Real sweetheart of a person.
Oh yeah.
She deserved better than she got.
Ah, I see. I guess the real question I have for you, Ace, is what do you want out of this? This conversation. Let's say it goes perfectly. What is it that you are expecting to be a result here? Do you want Dufour to just disappear into the night and leave you be? Do you want him to join and make up for the sins of the past? Or do you want him to, well, be ensured to never be a problem again? No judgment here. I'm just trying to see where your head's at.
It'd be easy for me to hate him. Easy for me to fear him, but I can't. I made a promise to never kill, and then I made a promise to somebody special that I would never hate him. I've heard that he acted a certain way during the prison mission, but he might act like a monster, but I don't know, I don't know how much he knew. I don't know how much he knew about what was going on. I guess that's what I can go and find.
So,
if he knew and did nothing and just agreed with it, I don't know if I can forgive that. But if he genuinely, truly did not know, I found peace in living a good life. For all of the awful people that were in Santa Rosa, for all the heinous shit they pulled, the best form of revenge I can get on them is living a good life. I just hope
amen.
that after everything is said and done, he can say the same. He can see that.
Well, I think the only way to find out is if you do talk to him. There's a very real chance, based on what you're telling me, he wasn't fully aware. Having that clarification, and also from an individual that, one, he attacked and failed to kill, and has been shown mercy. I mean, I think he'd be more willing to listen at that point, because, yeah, it's something that you find more important to say to him than his grave.
You got me there. I kind of panicked when I saw him again.
That's
hoping
fair.
That would be the end of it, but I guess him still living through this is a blessing in a certain kind of way. All right,
Listen,
Ace. No, go on.
if it's any consolation, I don't know who you were before, and I don't need the nitty-gritty details, but I hope you know that you are a good person, right? I mean, take this Dufour guy. He shows up like a bat out of hell, immediately guns for you. You don't swing once at him. Not a single time. Not even out of defense. Just bob and weave. And on top of that, you play defense for him. Come on. That's got to count for something, right?
Ace kind of looks at their own hands. It's like, oh shit, I did. Didn't. It's funny you mentioned that. I don't think I realized that up until just now.
because you're a good kid. I sound like a broken record, but it's just true. You weren't built or, based on your history, raised to be hurtful. Like the moment you got out of there, the first thing you did, and bless your heart, because like we're on the same wavelength entirely, you wanted to build things. You wanted to make things safe for people. And I don't think that was strictly out of a form of atonement for you. I think that's just your natural state.
It's the first thing I can remember doing.
Say? Look at that.
Thanks,
So,
Elena. He
of course.
slaps their thighs, gets up. All right, let's get this over with. Do you mind walking with me in case anything goes wrong?
Yeah, of course. I'll walk you there, and if you want me to be in the room, great. If you prefer me to be outside, that's fine too, but I prefer not to be too far away.
I'll leave that to your discretion. I respect whatever you coming in or staying out.
Yeah, and I just want to be 100% clear before we go in there. Do you want to walk away from this as, you know, you don't want to kill him, right?
No. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I gave my word, and my word is as good as the grave.
Okay, well, if that's the case, you should maybe bring an extra pillow for comfort, or if you do change your mind.
For your sake, Elena, I'll bring one.
She just nods and walks with you.
So, going off in that direction, you all head on. You start heading outside as the path forward to Duck's small little medical facility is just another building along the way, sitting within this twilight. Oh, and we'll get to that in a second, but really fast. I'll give you guys a break as we're gonna cut to the. Yeah, and in that case, if anyone does want to take a quick break, I'd absolutely let you go. If Raoul and or if Ungra and Jay are available, I can do the next scene really fast while people are bouncing around.
I'm here.
Otherwise,
Sure,
yeah.
I'm gonna use the
Sure.
I'm gonna use the restroom.
I went to the bathroom when the previous scene started. So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
gooch.
excellent. Shit works. Good job, everyone, so far. This is going great.
Yeah,
I'm
y'all are
enjoying
fucking
it.
charismatic motherfuckers. Jeez.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Christian. I will relent. It was worth letting you steal my backup character for this NPC.
Bro, I would never steal unless I knew it was going to be the best shit ever, man.
I love that you play him like a fucking SCP.
He's wonderful. I love him.
Duende. Homeboy's lovely.
Yeah,
Somehow the
I'm here.
only regular interaction he had was with Silas.
I love it.
Hey, Sigma recognizes Sigma. Real recognizes real. What can I say?
I hate to say it, but Helena probably looks at this guy and is like, ooh, he's keeping people safe? Handsome man.
God, imagine. We need to
Hey, the true beauty is in the inside, you know? And look at that mustache. That's
new.
a
And she's like,
mustache.
ooh, a little tickle when you kiss? My.
Okay,
Christ.
so let's move on now. Okay, so coming back here. As some context, how did this? Let's see how the scene came to be. Seti, what did you do after the last scene you had with Silas?
Probably went around and started God. So this is post Gurdwara independence, correct?
Yes, this is like post that like, or this is wait, sorry.
Would this be simultaneous with it? Would she basically be like brokering deals right now?
Because
That's probably what she'd be doing.
Yeah, she might have been up to that, and either you've got a lunch break going on, or it's something like that would happen. You were figuring that shit out, and I think it would be that situation where you would have a period of break before you'd have to head out again. And
Ooh.
for that, you grab a bite, And Raoul, you ended up finishing up your testing. Lots of thoughts in your head, all that stuff. You ended up heading there too, and you had seen SETI there. Did you, would I assume, basically approach and asked to have a nice lunch?
Yeah, I take out my gosh. Yeah, Raoul sits across SETI. Vibes immediately turn rancid, even though he does have a friendly smile on his face.
SETI
Hello
is
there.
as zen as a monk right now. She puts down her little holo pad and she's like, "Oh, hey Raoul. Heat resistant
Hey,
plating
SETI.
treat you well?"
Your voice cut out for me. What did you say?
No! Heat resistant plating treat you well?
I didn't get to use it.
No.
I straight up just gave it to Vals. They needed more than me. You know how it is. They were charging into the fray melee. I had the luxury of sticking to the back with my Raoul does a little finger gun.
she lightly smiles. She's like, "Yeah, no, actually, really impressive work." Similarly, she thinks to herself, she's like, "I was occupied with a meeting at the time, but I actually managed to check a lot of the footage that you guys went through. Dealing with that witch was no mean feat. Excellent job."
No, that's that's funny of you to say, given what the other team had to face. You were there.
I think I've sung their praises enough. She's just scratching the back of her neck. I was up there in person, but I will admit I did miss the moment that giant beast fell. I was in the cockpit of the mech that took it down. I have no idea how Helena's eyes have adapted to work in those conditions, though. She's just slightly smiling.
I see you finally met the smoke screen.
Yeah, up close.
I've only heard rumors.
Is that like
Roll shudders?
So like dust and like shit in the air, that's pretty common around these parts. Like I always heard rumors back where I'm from that like people from Earth 3 have like second eyelids or something, like cats. Is that true?
No, we just use sunglasses. Like Roll reaches into his pocket and like takes out these exceedingly expensive sunglasses that have a protective coating against dust and stuff like that.
Oh. Thanks. Yeah, smokescreen is a fucking rad-ass call sign, honestly. No, SETI, okay, no, whoever said that in chat, thank you, I'm stealing it. She leans
it's my job.
She leans in. Oh, bless you.
A steal for a steal.
Yeah,
perfect balance.
She leans in and is actually like, "Ooh, Raoul, actually, you should message Helena that. That's a great call sign." I was like struggling to think of one for her at the time. If you send her that, she might take it.
Why not you? I'll give you the honors.
She waves her hand back and forth. No, can't take credit for someone else's work. She points. This is actually important. All you.
Sure, I'll send it her way in a bit. Raoul like takes his. What would he be drinking? Not coffee, because too much caffeine would get him riled up. And
there was a pot of tea that was made earlier by
tea. What kind of tea did he make?
Probably one that is caffeinated, so I think you're going to still have a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Roll takes a small sip of the tea. Jeez. So I take you met the new face or HR manager?
New mustache.
Did he get you to say things that you were intending to say?
Yeah, immediately. It was like he was reading the inside of my mind. I just blurted shit out.
Yeah, that's the kind of person that guy is.
To tell you the truth, I've been spending the last like 20 minutes trying to recompose myself because I normally don't slip like that. She trails off and taps the table a few times.
You do have quite a good poker face.
Huh.
I wanted to apologize
Hmm?
for the last notable interaction we both had.
Blink, blink.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I exploded and started shouting stuff.
Is that? Oh! I honestly thought I'd
yeah,
done
the video
something.
that got into the internet. That
Wait.
one.
Yeah, it sure
They
is on
blurred
the
our
internet right
faces. They did blur our faces. Thank you, soldiers, for what you're good at. You're good for.
Wait,
Fucking
that's
Gromby.
that's circulating actually, huh? She sort of like folds her arms. That's bad news.
Apparently, people are taking it as like a hoax or some shit like that. It's helping the popularity. It's helping people look up who we are. Surprisingly enough. Thanks, Gromby. Yeah, I said some unkind things I didn't mean. I want you.
Oh, you go.
I want you to keep in mind that I do not wish any harm or any bad thing upon you, even if I fundamentally disagree with the way you act in the battlefield, or when dealing with things, or when keeping up that bravado of yours that is exceedingly annoying when you're trying to have a real conversation with someone. I'm getting off topic.
She toasts you with her cup of tea, just like right on.
I take Earth 12 taught you that.
No.
Or something akin?
Nah, it's easier to get by when people underestimate you. She looks down and like starts to like mess with the holopad again. If you're just a little frustrating, a little annoying, or only look like you have two thoughts running through your head, they don't tend
or like
to...
a rich kid that has no idea what they're doing.
Raises another toast? Yeah, no. It's books are best judged by their covers if you want to hide something inside of it.
Hey, that's pretty deep.
She shrugs. I'm full of dollar store wisdom.
Impressive.
No.
Say,
Yeah.
would you like to play a game?
Oh. She leans in and smiles.
It's a very challenging game.
Oh.
It's called No Lies Allowed. I'll elaborate. You ask me one question, and I must answer truthfully. And then I ask you one question, and you must answer truthfully. Now, of course, there are no ways of preventing you from lying. It's a trust-based thing. To trust the other person. A trust exercise, if you will.
She folds her hands and genuinely thinks really deeply about this. Okay.
Here's a chance to ask Roll All Claire anything you want.
She's... Oh, boy. Oh, man. Seti thinks long and hard about this, and she goes, huh. Okay. Deal.
Deal? You go first.
Okay. I want the name and number of any associated heads of marketing that you know.
Sure.
Anyone in Clear's back pocket in terms of acquisitions and otherwise. I've got a need. That work for you?
Absolutely. I'll hook you up right now. Roll takes out his pad. Albeit using my name won't currently get you anywhere with them.
Nah, I just need a name. Name, number, really just a contact. Thank you so much. She smiles taking this information. Okay, your go.
My
Shoot.
turn. The mood in the room shifts for a bit as Roll's casual eyes practically shift to almost that of a predatory bird eyeing down its prey. And then Roll looks at you and hits you with the... So, what's your planning with the fellas at the prison? You've been going there quite a bit. You, Asher, Duck. Quite interesting that... No, you had to get in the Mac with Asher. An alien Mac that we had no legal permission to print or anything like that.
She smiles at you. You want to know what my plan is?
Sure. I'll do you one better. I want to know so bad that I also have a little plan cooking up that I would love to get someone like you involved in.
She thinks. She thinks, folds her arms, and like taps her fingers on her forearm a few times. What I'm planning. Okay, well, you said no lies, so... She puts her hands down on the counter. My plan finished as of 15 minutes ago, and I've been enjoying a fresh cup of tea ever since then.
Oh my.
She smiles. The goal's relatively simple. Complete independence for the Gurdwara. Now, if you're looking for the reason of why, well, if we take a look at the tactical map, everyone... Excellent, please do.
As I bring you to the tactical map.
Delightful.
I also have something mean I'm going to pull off later. I hope you don't mind, Jay.
I'm so curious. Well, if we look at the tactical map, the UEA is currently, if I recall correctly, at a functional force multiplier of 6. Meanwhile, our dear alien invaders are at a force multiplier of 4. We have, without
Plus,
better...
they have recently finished the research. Or so I'm told.
Yeah. Well, thanks to our little efforts, we were able to tip the war in our we were able to tip the war in the UEA's favor. Now,
Got a new toy?
nods. There's never been a better time, actually, than to levy the UEA's interests with the it's the Arnessa. It's pronounced Arnessa, correct?
Oh yeah, Arnuessa.
Arnuessa. The Arnuessa Gurdwara. Currently measured on the table, success, failure depends on not only their aid, but their ability. I used, at least at the moment, the leverage that we had of a turning point in history to set up a contact between the UEA and the Gurdwara itself. Now, that's the plan. That's what I've been doing. Now, you asked the question of why. And the answer is... If we zoom out even more, could you bring us to the galactic map?
Sure.
This isn't over yet. She folds her hands. If we're thinking about winning the war, if we're thinking about it in terms of winning the war, if we're thinking about it in terms of even winning a battle of the day, even fighting to see tomorrow, we are thinking far, far too small. Now, I know everything in this company, everyone in this company, as independent contractors, are motivated by different things. But short-sightedness is not one of our prevailing virtues. We need, I think, fundamentally, to leave this planet in a better state than we left it. Or at least we should be trying to. Now,
hard to do with a city-sized crater, but
you know, it's exceptionally difficult, but simultaneously, the UEA and their applied values to this planet. She sort of folds her hands and then actually leans back and rubs her temple. Can you send me back to the canteen?
Yes.
Incompetent could be one. Chain of command will always run into issues, but what do you think of the UEA overall?
Remember, no lies.
Taps nose.
I think the UEA is a middling effort at tackling a problem that cannot be solved with violence, and yet they keep throwing violence at it and praying it will go away. I think the UEA is a nest of incompetent meatheads that truly believe they are doing the best they can for humanity, and yet are nothing but tools to those who are above them.
She beams at you. She's like, "Hey, you asked for no lies, and damn, okay, well spoken." She nods. My main complaint with the UEA, beyond their incompetence, I don't think I could state it better than you, is the way that they value life. Particularly their role using pentient soldiers, as well as advanced strong-arm tactics to force people onto the front lines of war.
World War I call, they want their tactics back.
She nods. Advanced draft tactics, as well as the ability to put an economic stifle on an area to bolster military forces, have dropped the value of life functionally below the machines that take it. I'll make it simple for you. I want to push that value up. Even if it's only by a cent, I want to increase that a little bit, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that balance possible. I'll get stepped on. I'll play the fool. I don't give a damn. If I leave the world and the value of a human life is even 1 cent closer to a bullet capable of taking it, she shrugs. I'll be satisfied.
Now, here's the thing. No lies. I like where this is going. I truly The problem I have is that you assume life has a value at all. Life, in my idealistic and naive eyes, you could say, the eyes that saw what my father was doing, but the body could not stop his actions. These eyes see life as something without a price. But realistically speaking, there is no such thing as making a world without conflict or a civilization without war. Humans have been killing each other ever since we, well, probably walked out the ocean, you know? Even before that. Raul takes his pad and slides it over the table to Seti. In the folder that in the pad, there is an image of a mech.
Ooh.
You know what this one is? He asks you.
She tilts her head. What does it look like?
It's a machine. Christian, I sent you something. It's a machine that.
Yes.
It just got done. It's a
Nice.
machine that looks like it has multiple fins and 2 appendages in the front. It's more of an animalistic mech.
Let's go! I see what you're cooking.
This right here is the Holzmeyer. Previously, it was a mech exclusive to the UEA, and I just got a deal with Zero Labs to also license us to acquire this machine. It is inspired by a prehistoric ancient Earth creature named Anomalocaris, the first predator to ever exist in human history. or should I say Earth history. I think it's topic that the UEA has this, kind of a symbol of propagating the endless cycle of violence.
She smiles.
For SETI, I like your plan. I want it to succeed. I want life to be seen as something precious. I want to help you. And I can help you when, well, let's get into my plan.
Cool.
She smiles.
So, upon that moment, SETI, Raul?
Yeah.
You both appear to talk shop. As SETI, you stare down for a moment, and as you do, you see the very image of the thing that's looking, and you swear the eye of it looks like it's staring straight up at you from the page.
Sick, dude! Oh my god, I fucking love it. Yo,
Look
that
him up,
fucking
boy.
rules, dude!
If you don't mind, I'm going to cut away now. So
You're doing the Scooby-Doo.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah, where the screen fades to black. Yeah.
Look at my shrimp.
I love this fucking Zoid. This thing rules. I adore it.
It was secrets unfold within the cafeteria. Two schemes begin to intermerge and pull together with time. And upon that, a final note occurs elsewhere as two come together and unify themselves in this very moment with singular ideas. Two souls that had already long departed each other now return to each other, meeting once more under different circumstances. Ace, Helena, you two start heading straight on inside of the lab. Duck, your patient has woken up again, and you've been running some basic tests, trying to get them all set up and ready before you have to head out. And sort of emerging on inside, these two coming as well. And DeFore's kind of looking over to you as well. I was like, can you just give me a subscription or something like that? Just one. Just give me like a month's worth, a prescription, a month's worth, and then I can just get out there. I'll get the rest from there. Come on, I can pay for it even.
Unfortunately, this is a delicate situation that you find yourself in. I will have to run some tests.
Fine. He kind of hits his head back down, and as he does, and he turns over, he looks directly across. You notice his head raises a little bit as he stares directly across at you, Ace. You can hardly tell what's on his face. It's bandaged to hell, and you can see the single glint of the reflection of light on his eyes as he stares directly forward at you.
Ace just kind of looks at him, and it's like all of the tension, all of like the stress kind of just leaves their shoulders, and a look of weird sympathy flashes across their eyes. They just stand there.
Yeah, staring directly across at him. Your terror. The man who just tried to kill you a few weeks ago. The one who's responsible for your recruitment and everything you experienced back there. And as you stare directly across at him, he looks so weak.
Yeah, Helena just leans over. You came to find the devil, but you just found a man.
Yeah.
Go get him, kid.
Thanks. You should probably stay in here for insurance purposes. I don't want there to be a question of what happens in this room.
Yeah, don't you fret. Also curious, I think I saw a rubber duck in this tub. Just comes over and she's just like, the hell is this?
There sure is.
Looks at Duck and smiles. Good man.
How's it going, Duck?
It's going pretty well. The repairs are going swimmingly.
Repairs, huh? He turns over and then stares directly at Ace.
Oh, come on, Dufour. I've seen you drink. You've been in a worse spot than this.
He kind of like looks. He tries to crane his head to watch you, but he can't seem to turn it much farther than you just walked there. As he sort of looks over and he's like, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. This is probably the worst I've felt in my life. Physically. If we're talking
Come
about
on.
that.
Oh, come on. Ace kind of laughs. Well, I mean, you got drunk. You remember that fight you got in with Rocky?
I beat the shit out of him.
Oh, but which one do you
Couldn't stand for
remember?
2 days. Well, the one where I beat the shit out of him. That's the only one that happened, right?
Oh, no. You fought him like 2 other times.
He kind of
I think he won both of them? They kind of...
No, he didn't. He did not win both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of
So
stopped.
what's your excuse for the second one then?
Why are you doing this?
Man, you mentioned Rocky. Ace is holding a pillow in one hand and a tea in the other. I remember, speaking of Rocky, you remember, like, that dude was built like a rhino. I used to wonder what we fed him to make him get that big. Oh, man. He and Appalachia. Man, those two got along great. Appalachia brewed a good tea. Honestly, it's still a good recipe after all these years.
Right.
I remember I used to help him out in the kitchen and Cascade. Oh man, he knew the jazz song for every single jazz song there was. You remember them, Dufour?
The man stares across, and as you look at him, you see that mummified face, and it's that final moment where you see the glimmer of light catching on his face, and you realize it wasn't his eyes all along. You see the way light catches on the glimmer of the tear on his head that seems to drip down as he just calls out once again, I said shut the hell up. Stop.
Yeah, I remember they were the first people I remember you bringing me into. You sold me on these ideas of going out and making something of myself, contributing to something greater, and the person who made me believe it was good old Sierra Madre. Oh, that woman had a heart of gold. Tell me, towards the tail end of our departure, did you walk among the barracks? Did you really know the kind of men you served with?
He kind of turns his head over and looks directly at you and sort of like twisting his head again to the very edge he could go. I knew all their names, their likes, what they were fighting for.
But did you know what kind of people they were?
I did. I do. I still do. Would it make you feel better if I didn't? If I was ignorant?
That depends. What kind of people do you think they were?
He kind of looks at you a bit and he's like, this is the part where we disagree. Would you say they're evil?
Don't dodge the question, Dufour. Who were they to you? Who did you
see
them
They were Rosa.
As?
They were our people.
Heroes, villains, mercs, killers. Who were they? Who were we? Beyond everything else, beyond all of our disagreements, beyond everything that happened between you and me, at the end of the day, who were they? Be descriptive, Dufour. We served with these men for years.
He kind of just grips his fist. They were my family. That's all they were. Family.
Do family kill each other, Dufour?
That's why you're not in it anymore. What you did.
Ace blinks at that. Holy shit, you had no idea.
He kind of stops. He stares across. What are you talking about?
You really didn't know. A look of like almost weird relief flashes. Well, shit. No wonder no wonder Madre didn't want me to kill you. No wonder she didn't want me to hate you. You really had no idea.
What are you talking about, Ace?
The reason I brought up Rocky, Appalachia, Sierra, Madre, and later Nevada, they were the people who sold me on the idea of family, of belonging. They took me from some bumfuck spit of land that people used to fight over for no strategic value at all. A place that got turned into a junkyard, into the first hearth I've ever known. And we grew. We grew, Dufour. We grew. Under your leadership, under Sierra's care, Rocky's strength, we grew. We became more than just what we were. Our family grew. We lost people, but we got people. Do you know the kind of people you replaced them with? Did you look at their records? I did.
Dufour kind of checks across and looks at he's sort of like family all the same. You don't like them? You think they're too rough for us? Poison what it meant to be our family?
Dufour, that's not the point. Rocky got in bar fights all the fucking time. Appalachia had a rap sheet a mile long. Even Sierra had assassination under her belt. I'm not concerned with them being rough around the edges. That was the whole point of our name. But it's one thing to have a rap sheet and another to keep adding to it. I remember it happening with Andes. When he died, that was the moment I recognized something changing. I helped Sierra file applications. I helped her process ID tags. I knew the people who came through Santa Rosa. I knew who they were.
Monte Rosa, should say.
Monte Rosa, thank you.
There you go. No worries.
I knew who they were. They were thugs, criminals, people who killed for sport, people who killed our people for sport. It's one thing to bet on a comrade coming back from the field of battle. I'm used to that. It's another thing entirely to ensure you get a payout.
And he kind of sparks up at that moment. You seem to have had him he was silent, reflective. And upon saying that, he sort of puts up, and what about you, Ace? Do you know how Sierra died?
I do! I was there!
He speaks up and is like, yes, you were. For a while longer. But he kind of speaks up there. When you weren't. Sierra lived past that day. He kind of turns over to you. At least for a little while. We were trying to recover her and others back at the base. Yes, with these hooligans and thugs, but all the good people died earlier in that war. We needed more troops. We needed more people, Ace.
Dufour, the kind of people you replaced them with were monsters. People who took bets on other people's lives and made sure that at the end of the day they'd get money in their hands. Rocky took a bullet for me to make sure that I survived.
And when you left and you sabotaged our facility, Sierra took one for you.
Yes, she did, because I was next on the list. Rocky took one for me because I was the target of a bounty placed on me by our own men. This shit was common. How did you... I'm amazed you didn't know this. Rocky took a shot for me. And the people who killed him threatened me to not come forward with it. This was apparently commonplace. I was 17, 18 years old, and I had a knife at my back every day since Rocky died. And every time one of our men went down, Appalachia, Nevada, Blue, Great Smoky, San Juan, fucking Adirondack. Every time one of them died, I had to wonder whether or not it was due to just shit on the battlefield or our own family stabbing each other in the back.
He kind of tilts his head down a little bit, leaning back against the chair, as he sort of just stares up at the roof. Then, I've cleaned house. They're all gone now.
Yes! I wiped out half of them. I tried to spare lives where I could. I really did, Dufour. When we got that last conflict we were in, there was no fucking point to any of it. It was the same kind of area I grew up in. A shit spit of land that two corporate entities were fighting over for no strategic value other than the fact that it existed. They just wanted to own it. They bribed us with machines and we took them. And I made sure that none but one got out. I couldn't deal with it anymore, Dufour. I couldn't live with the sword hanging above my head every waking hour of my day.
He sort of reflects for a moment, laying back on the chair. He's been gripping his fist for a bit, and he sort of lets it loose there. I did you a disservice. Have you come to kill me?
What do you mean, disservice?
He sort of kind of leans back on the chair. I didn't let you make the decision. It's something no one really told you. He kind of turns on over. It's like, I thought you were young, and maybe it would be unfair to put the decision of our hiring directly upon your back. You helped with the tags. I'm sorry. I wanted to be the one to directly take the brunt of your pain, of your hatred. But you should know that I was not the only one doing the recruiting. The people that came through, it was a Monte Rosa decision. I'm sorry for leaving you out of that. If you hate me for it, I will accept that burden.
I can't hate you, Dufour. That's the whole point of this. If you had known, if you had encouraged them to take pot shots at our own family for chump change, then maybe I'd have some choice words for you. Maybe it would be socially responsible to make sure you don't get out of this room alive. But even if that was the case, that wouldn't be my call. That couldn't be my call. Sierra Madre being the next on the list was the tipping point for me. And she still died, despite my best efforts. But the last things I remember her saying to me is to not hate you. To not despise you. And I finally understand why. You might view yourself as a monster, Dufour, but you're an innocent one at that. Tell me, if you had known sooner, would you have done different? Would you have stepped in? Would you have put a stop to all of this? Or would you have just gone along for the sake of maintaining family unity?
He seems to just kind of stop for a moment, and God, he seems to have just been hit back against the chair at this moment as he just kind of leans back against it and he just stares up at the roof. Maybe we all would have. Maybe we all would have done something different if we knew. But what's done is done.
It is. But I want to know that I have come here for a reason, and that's beyond my company obligations. Ace puts the drink, takes the drink, pulls the pillow, and starts holding it in both hands. Looks at Dufour, gauges his reaction.
He can't turn his head past you, so there's a bit of a movement on his arms as he just kind of turns over and can't see you.
Ace puts the drink right on here, next to a table. Takes the pillow, lifts Dufour's head, and just kind of puts his head, rests it underneath. Picks up the container of drink. It's Appalachia's blend. You want some?
He kind of looks down and then sees that. Afraid I can't. Doctor's orders.
I can always write the recipe for you if you want.
I have it. Haven't made it in a long time, but I have it.
You should. It's actually quite nutritious.
Do you want me to tell anything to Dunant? She's alive. Second in command now. I think she misses you.
I miss her too. She was one of the only good ones left. It's hers being second in command. Was that your decision?
Didn't leave me much choice.
Well,
Commanding like that.
One way or another, good decision. She's loyal. Loyal to a fault. Would be a good rule of thumb to gauge your future hiring prospects by.
He kind of stops, stares at the drink for a second. No chance you can come back with us.
Oh, trust me, I'm not going anywhere. I want you to tell her the same thing I'm going to tell you. After I ran, and I ran for a while, I decided I was done killing. Done fighting. And even though I had to, done backstabbing. I met a good group of honest people, kept them safe, made sure that their lives were preserved, and in turn they gave me a new life. A new name. And I found my way here. Got back to doing what I was doing what I was good at doing all those years ago, building. And now that I'm here, I'm gonna make sure that this little family we've built stands the test of time. So the best thing I can tell you, Dufour, is live well. Live a life you can live, a life you can be proud of, and live it around people that you can be proud to live around. Don't turn your eyes away from all their bad, but confront it head on. I'm done running from my past, and I buried the person you hate long ago.
Dufour kind of looks at his hand a bit, and then just kind of lets it drop back to the chair. It's a fun idea, kid. I'm afraid we have work yet to be done. But good luck with that.
So what's next for you?
Same as it ever was. Breaking corporate back. For real this time.
Now that I can get behind.
I hope to see you as an ally again. I hope I don't have to kill you. This time.
So...
For once.
So what? You're not... They just kind of shoot some smug look. You're not gonna shoot me in the back again? I mean...
No.
Come on.
Next time...
I mean, I wasn't a clunker. Okay.
Doc,
that I can...
Doc, my ears are ringing. Give me more painkillers.
Understood.
Good night, Ace.
Night, Dufour. The NDA will be waiting for you.
Say that again, Ace, and then Duck.
Night, and Dufour. The NDA will be waiting for you, as will I.
And Duck.
Dream of new beginnings.
Nah. Eventually, the four goes out slowly in like a light. Helena, that went better.
Yeah, she just has her arms crossed. You notice that she had moved a little bit closer, but then backed off because she was, not that she didn't doubt Ace, but like just in case, in case things escalate, to kind of pull them back, mostly as a means of, even though Helena had made the offer of like, hey, the pillow's for comfort or to take care of something, she doesn't want them to go back to who they were because she knows they don't want to. So she was just ready just in case.
Ace reaches into their coat, pulls out something. It's a little flask. It's a bit dusty and a bit worse for wear, but on the front there's a little scar resembling a far, far off mountain range. He dusts it off, puts it right here. Doc, this is a green tea mix. It's not alcoholic, nutritious, so I don't think you'll have any issue giving this to him.
I
Tell
will
him he
make
can
sure
keep.
that as soon as his throat functions enough, he will get it.
Tell him he can keep it.
How are his lungs?
Ooh.
Good sign.
How is anything is an interesting question for him. He
Well-
will live, I will assure you.
Well, when he wakes up, why don't you hand this to him? And she hands you a cigar that etched in the side, it says, call me, and her phone number.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
Holy shit, Helena, you are fast.
Listen. Guy went up in smoke. Kinda hot. But, hey, Ace. She wraps an arm around you. You did good, kid. Living up to your new name, you never miss.
Thanks, Ma. I appreciate that.
There is a moment where Helena's always got a big smile, but this is like a really genuine one. She hasn't been called that in a while.
Ace kind of catches themselves. Wait. Oh, God.
No,
is
no,
that
no, no,
weird? Okay.
Since you've opened the door into possible awkwardness, I was even gonna say, you remind me of my Richie.
Sierra would have really liked you.
And I know Richie's gonna like you.
For sure.
Come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. I got some explaining to do to the group, but I figure there's all goodwill in time for that.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't need to rush into this, and I'll be right behind you like always.
For sure.
So, for right now, actually, Helena, you gave it some waiting, but you actually do need to be going. There's a meeting you have to go to in the command center.
Ooh. Shit, I am so sorry to make a promise and then immediately, well, quite frankly, fuck that up. I got a meeting I gotta pop into, but, listen, she just kind of pats them on the shoulder again. You need anything, my door is always open. I would just suggest knocking first, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Mental image.
No.
Yeah,
I just,
for sure.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're good. You're good, kid.
anything-
Pat you on the back.
Anything you need help with? I mean, I got time.
You know, we got some new parts that came in recently, and now that I know you're a little construction worker, she kind of like pokes them. I wouldn't mind a hand. Could learn a thing from you, and maybe you can learn something from me, yeah?
For sure, it's been a while since I've worked on a mech before. I actually got to think about what I'm going to do with mine.
Well, hell, we could always start with yours, because maybe you got a better idea than me fucking around with alien technology, yeah?
Why not? One more set of eyes can't hurt.
She nods. Gives a little salute to Duck, and as she walks out, she's like, give that to him. I'm not fucking around.
He sort of like two fingers salute you.
Bless you, Doc.
And as Ace will sort of leave, if they leave, they'll get a private message from Doug. Call me, bro. I have some things to tell you.
Oh,
Ace
that's great.
Shoots a thumbs up and follows Helena out.
All right. So, at a certain point, Helena is called in for a private meeting, at which point she enters with, well, she moves in, and you see the full command staff is hanging out there.
Yeah, she comes in, puffing on her cigar. Oh boy, honored to meet you three. So, I assume this has to do with the little email you sent out, yeah?
Yep, sure thing. Well, currently, he kind of stops. If I can lead for my co-leaders, Pops kind of puts his hands on the desk. Compared to the other two, it's kind of a weird angle that he's staring at you from behind the globe. Kind of blocks his head. But he basically like just kind of clicks a terminal, and it kind of zooms in over near Everett, as he just kind of goes, well, I'd like your help disassembling Bullworm, if that's all right with you two. He kind of turns over to Moon and Silas.
I have no objections.
No objections either. Well, good. Formulary, that's out of the way. Hey, Helena, you're
Cars.
you were a real big Bullworm wig, weren't you? Some time ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was with them for decades.
Righto. Well, personally, I would very much like the assistance of your, for this next operation we want to get to. After all, Bullworm's always been a piece of shit on my side, big old thorn, but at this point, it feels like you're going to be the best one to go on field and figure out what exactly to do with them. I know for me, I'm mostly interested in maybe getting the lad rights, like make it ours. That'd be really nice. Finally get the damn thing and make my own adjustments to it. Maybe add a seat legally if that ejects.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be opposed to that. There were a lot of design constraints that I pushed against, but, you know, white collars wanted to make more money.
The fact that we have so frequently run into situations where an ejector seat has been eminently useful and not present, it's, well, it most certainly presents a reason to do so.
Moon kind of speaks up. I think acquiring licenses will be rather impossible for our current budget, even with what we have. If you can, though, that would be wonderful. It would be a highlight. However, if you cannot, at least try to see what you could take from assets-wise to add to our own.
Yeah, but are we sure that Bullworm is even in a position to argue for that high of a price?
I don't think so.
And besides, maybe we can offer them a different deal regarding the lads. Essentially a creative license in a way, where we can get access to the lads, do with them as we please, but they're still under their name. However, we're a form of advertising of how wonderful their tech is.
So basically, we swap license rights to us, but they get to keep the name and PR?
Yeah, why not?
Well, that sounds great to me.
Yeah, it'll make the license a lot cheaper, gets them free advertising, and helps them clean up their fucked up representation in the public eye at the moment.
It certainly sounds like you would be a particularly good candidate for negotiating such a thing.
Moon kind of shifts over a bit and looks at herself. Yeah, but it's not quite them I'm worried about. I don't think a license going open hasn't happened at any point of our lifetimes. It's unprecedented. And we're not just talking about one. It'll be all three of their mainline mech licenses that open up. I think the sharks are going to come out in full force, and I have no question they will gladly crush us and eat us to dust before anything else happens. You can absolutely petition for the lads' rights, but try to keep away from any corporate eyes. I imagine whatever representatives By 9 and Cerulean Labs have will be in here soon. Probably
The last
the
people-
same blood trail we followed. Yes?
The last people we need here right now is By 9.
Ain't much familiar with the other corporates, but I can tell they're nasty, so I can trust you with that one, right, Helena?
She shrugs. Yeah, I mean, I've probably dabbled occasionally helping them out, but not nearly to the same level as Bullworm for very obvious reasons.
He kind of looks, right. Well, he sort of clicks over and shows like a bit of a satellite view of the Bullworm HQ. If you can, that would be perfect. We'll be able to get this solidified. I'd like you to be able to help pick the team. I think it'd be very useful if we could manage to get someone who could support you in case some unexpected firearms incidents occur. Someone who can help with the paperwork. And while talking, suddenly, you guys don't really pay much attention to it first, but there's a sliding door sound as walking in through the door. Someone kind of starts moving in, and they start storming in with a real passionate energy to their step. Bonnie, you charge in through the door, look, and wow, that was way more of the leader brass than you expected. But you're here, and they all turn over to see you, and there's really no way you can turn around at this point.
All right. She walks in, the exoskeleton whirring as she steps in. She's like, hello.
I assume you're going to explain why you have so rudely interrupted us immediately.
Well, yes, I am. She walks over and puts slams a bunch of printed out papers. And she's like, I am going to make a motion that my relief mission is going to be commenced as quick as possible, if not immediately.
Loon kind of stops and looks over. I'm going to have to veto that. Currently, we've just acquired more resources, and we don't really have the ability to spend them on relief funds currently, when we're still trying to provide new sources of income.
She slides over a whole document. I've already done all of the resource allocation, and all of it is within the suitable parameters.
Moon goes completely silent, picks out the sheet, and starts tearing through it with a logistant's eye. She's otherwise distracted for the moment as Pops kind of speaks up.
Comes around, same deal.
I mean, can you really argue with the girl's tenacity? I mean, she did the work for you. Good work, Bon.
Bon, my God. He kind of goes over and pats your back. Well, I don't know what the sticklers say, but you've got my support.
You have mine too.
With all due respect, Helena, your opinion does not matter in this case.
What are you talking about? You invited me to this important meeting. You specifically asked me to be a part of the discussion.
I would agree with Helena in this instance, Pop says, shooting the shit.
Yeah,
please be quiet. Please be quiet. Moon is flipping through.
Silas mutters under his breath, "This is why we need an office."
But Bonnie is still has all that bluster up. She's like, well, look, I know that it is not entirely needed or on the hierarchy now, but I put this in as one of our first missions, and quite frankly, it's going to be pushed aside if I don't do anything. Look,
you're correct in that regard.
There are people hurting out there, and this is our home, and I'm going to do my best to take care of it. I know we are a mercenary group now, and I'm not going to block any of that, but I'm going to make us remember our roots. We were just people before. We were just construction workers. And I want us to keep that heart.
Yeah, Helena looks over. I mean, to add to her point, if you don't mind me, Bon, we've proven that our little mercenary company's got the muscle, that we got the brains. Public needs to see we got a heart too. And this one's time sensitive, let's be real.
Pops does actually step him an ad. We do have a lot of public eye on us right now. They're looking for what we're gonna do, and people only need to get help from fire for so long till the fire wins.
And people love a good hero story. Might help with the bullworm discussion, eh?
Moon, sort
Imagine
of,
it. Lads lead the charge to saving lives.
Moon kind of checks through the profile there, and she sort of looks through. Paperwork is in order. The assignments don't cut into other mission budgets. She kind of turns over and turns to Silas. What do you think?
He does he get an idea if this would cut into the I don't know, say a project for building an office?
You fucker.
You might have a few less potted plants in your office by the end of this.
Oh, he doesn't care about that.
Imagine if that was the hesitation.
Can you fucking imagine, dude?
And they're fake plants too. They're not even real.
Yeah.
No, he looks at it and he's just like, whatever, smaller office, and he just nods and just goes, I will admit, on this occasion you have been quite thorough.
Well, that sounds like a yes to me. All right, let's do it. Pops yells out.
It's unanimous. 4 votes.
Bonnie
All right.
hugs Pop.
Yeah, he hugs you back, and then he just like pats you. Go get shit ready, kid. I'll come out here and help you with this one.
I have a motion of my own I would like to mention.
He kind of turns over. Get going, kid. He kind of turns over and looks. What's up?
We have continually run into situations where sensitive conversations are necessary between command, and we have no such place to do so.
Yeah.
We need an office.
I see your point. Right.
Let me
I
rephrase.
agree an office would be very nice.
Let me rephrase. We are building an office.
He kind of nods his head, and Moon just scratches her head. We are running through budget. That's fine. An office is most important. I agree. He kind of stops and just kind of sits
Silas
back
for once is like, oh my god, yes, Pops, your affability comes into use for once.
I don't mean to stick my nose in again. I'm just being the fourth head of this little charade here. I actually know someone who's pretty good at building. So if you'd like, if we're not going to be in any mission soon, we'd be more than happy to step up and get that office running for you sooner.
Oh, do it for the cheap now. Well, normally I'd be against such laborious material, but I suppose we don't have much choice. I'll have to...
You assume that I didn't take into account the fact that we would have our own personnel building from our building company? It's the only way we can afford this.
I am heartbroken that you did not consider our own skill set.
Especially considering Helena's skill.
Oh, thank you. You're a doll.
Just joking, okay? And you're getting your full wages too for it. God. He just like kind of looks over. Oh, good day. All right, we'll get back to work there, though. We got the other mission to plan. He kind of turns on around. Helena, you notice he's kind of staring at the door.
She looks over her shoulder.
Oh, nothing. She just reminded me of her pops there for a second. It's not a big deal. He kind of moves on over. Anyways, let's crush these bastards.
I feel like I don't want it to slip by too unnoticed. That compliment is probably the most positive thing you have ever heard Silas say, and
absolutely.
it is likely because he just got his fucking office.
I know.
Yep. Helen will take it. She doesn't care.
It was an efficient removal of extra dopamine that required from that office to get back to work. Oh, you all get to work again. Asher.
Yes.
You've grabbed your gear, assembled it to the best you can. You have everything. The weapons for this type of engagement is how it was put to you. Though, it's all rather strange, because as you sort of equip this, you get ready, these are not weapons of war. He said you were going hunting, but this isn't a hunt. It's a goddamn fishing trip. You move up after a shift, approximately 1.5 years ago, heading up this small little slip of land and forest. as you make your way up to this watery lake sitting in front of you. It's serene and beautiful the way the sun catches against the lake here. And across the way, there's a small little plink of something hitting the water. As staring directly across and turning his head ever so slightly, you see a man who has taken you in and granted you a new home in this place. The boss, the man known as Conray, plops down and tosses the fishing line forward into the lake. He doesn't really say much. He's never really said much. A sort of wordless man, as he kind of just reels it in slowly, shifts it around. You walk up, and again, he doesn't really add much at all. He just sort of stares forward. He notices you kind of set down there, and almost without any sort of fanfare, he immediately launches in to fishing advice. What you'll probably want to do is you'll want to cast it out and then see how I do with the line. I always try to draw it in a little bit. Though, honestly, from the last time, you seem to be something of a natural at this kind of thing.
Is this what you do with your spare time, sir?
Mostly.
Do you view this as productive?
No. He kind of casts the line again. Sort of the point. It's not really free time if it's productive. What do you do for your free time? Nothing, right?
Asher remains silent because he can't really go against that.
Try casting a line. Come on.
He goes to cast a line. Don't you think you should value your time a little better than this?
It's my time. I can do what I want with it. So no.
So no.
He sort of draws in the line a little bit. As he kind of there is value to valueless time, and time spent with friends. It's just nothing. And that's kind of nice. I'm not judging you for doing nothing with your time. I'm just hoping you're appreciating it.
Appreciating it. He looks over at the water, the sun reflecting off it, the hooks bobbing in the water. Valuing it.
He kind of leans over, and his eyebrows kind of raise up. It is a good value.
I guess this could theoretically grab you some food.
It's not really the point. He sort of just casts the line again. You visit places like these a few times and you'll find yourself just wandering back suddenly one day. No real rhyme or reason to it, and you won't know why. But that's kind of nice too. Sorry. How was the work today?
It was work. More HR complaints with Farah.
Kind of nods his head.
You know how it is?
I do. Nothing special.
Nothing special, sir.
That's good. Kind of stares off across the way. Both of you sit with fishing lines bobbing, and I'd say for the next 30 minutes to 40 minutes, after the introductions are done, you both sit there silently. Asher, as you sit there, the sun never leaves. It's like a perfect picture. You once saw a sunset on Earth 17. It was interesting, the way the sun almost dipped down deep and below, capturing the atmosphere and causing the colors of the world to shift and change. And this specific spot is like that moment played off over and over again forever in the singular moment. This sunset looks the same as it does every single day, for there is no real movement here. Every couple of days, Earth 3 shifts, and there's a slight different angle to it. But all the same, as you stare across, there's this wind that seems to blow and carry the leaves across the wave. At a certain point, Conray sort of puts the fishing line kind of down and kind of nudges it between the actual log on the ground. It just sort of takes a moment to stare up at the sky. The wind seems to blow over. sort of seems to shift around ever so subtly in this moment as you sort of watch the way that the sky kind of twists around. Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
A friend of mine died today.
My condolences, boss.
Thank you. Though. He kind of sits a little bit, leans forward. The wind continues to blow, almost completely ignorant of the man's grief. He sort of leans forward and stares into the water. It wasn't a good thing, though. No death is a good thing, but what he had done prior. It wasn't passing away in his sleep or a tragic incident. It was an act of violence. He sort of shifts his head back. Drove straight into a bus, knocked it over. Crash, killed 7 people. They think he did it intentionally.
Asher sighs at this kind of thing. Guess that's what we were talking about earlier. Valuing time.
Kind of nods his head. I remember him. About 5 years ago. He was all smiles. He kind of, men seem to change. It's a sad thing. It made me wonder, though. He, kind of, turns over to Asher and gives you a firm stare. Asher, do you believe there are evil men in the world?
Do I believe there are evil men in the world? Yes. I do believe there are evil people in this world. I do also believe there are good men who do evil things, and evil men who do good things.
I'm not so sure anymore. He kind of, thinks about it a little bit. I thought he was a good man. But he did something bad today. Makes me wonder if actually all along he was a bad man, and I just couldn't see it. I think more likely, he wasn't either. He did many good actions in his life, and then at the very last one, he was a bad one. And that's how he will be remembered for the rest of time. All it takes is for one bad thing to turn your entire perception and the way the world sees you on its head. So, I suppose, I'm just worried. You started doing good things now, Asher. You're building, fishing. I think those are good things, at least. He kind of smiles to himself.
They are definitely things, sir.
Mm-hmm. He, kind of, picks up the fishing rod again as it starts to catch. And then he sort of stands up, reels the line back, and pulls it out. I never asked you. Why did you leave? Being a knight, a soldier.
There were a lot of bad men doing bad things. A lot of bad men telling other bad men to do awful and terrible things. Things that inside of a mech you are disconnected from. You know nothing better. You are like this lake trapped in time. A decision made from birth. Stagnant. A course set out of violence. And eventually, I woke up for the first time. I looked around me. I saw the blood. I saw who told me to do the things I did. And that's when I realized the fighting I was doing was indeed violence.
He kind of pulls up. He kind of sees this fish. He sort of takes it and sort of just unhooks it and just kind of tosses it back into the water. Well, then make me this promise. I think you're someone who could hold up to this. I think you're strong enough for this type of thing. After all, you've proven you can do it once. Just, you keep talking about these bad people. I suppose if I think if that's the way the world works, then my friend would be a bad person too. So he kind of turns over and looks. Don't believe the lies about bad and good people. You can sort out the difference of their actions. I think I'm just getting old. I just do things because I want to now. I'm not very good at seeing people's true natures. But maybe you can do that. If you're still looking for something you want to try to do in life. Kind of sits back down. Or you can be like me and sit on this log and fish forever.
Asher looks at the lake and sees his own reflection. The ability to deem whether someone is good or someone is bad. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of responsibility for one singular man to have. And he looks at that water and says, I don't want to deem that for other people. I just want to be able to see if I'm good or bad myself.
He sort of sits in silence there, thinking about that. And then he sort of just pulls back the fishing rod and kind of puts it down. Then why don't you become a man who simply expects the actions of others? Don't put that responsibility on yourself. Good, bad. The way people are, you don't need to be the man who judges them. Just watch their actions, and they'll reveal how they truly are. Good men, bad men. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's all about what people do, isn't it? It's all about what you do.
It's about the last thing you do before you die.
He nods his head. And as you say that, you look down at the reflection, and you're taken about a year and a half forward, staring down as once again, this place never changes. The only thing that does are the people that sit on this bench. As you sort of rest there for a moment, someone does end up coming up from behind eventually. You notice that sort of wandering up the beach road, Seti.
Yeah.
You're kind of coming up, but you're also not coming up alone, as someone's finished up their shift with their person, and they've got a nice little nap they're taking currently. And a helpful little drone is making sure that everything is, good.
She like trudges down the path. Hey Doc, how'd it go on your end?
The repairs are going swimmingly.
Delightful. She keeps walking. Hey, Asher, what are you doing out here?
Introspection.
Oh.
A dangerous habit.
I thought you were gonna say fishing. She sits down. Everything's dead in the lake, though. Waste of time, right?
No. It's not a waste of time because it's time that I choose for myself.
She like crosses her arms and like taps her foot a few times. Ah, some poignancy there. Huh. Where'd you pick that up?
This place trapped in time carries many memories of many men, with plenty of wisdom. Maybe if you stay a while and think and look at the lake, you'll learn some things yourself.
Huh. She like looks at it. Well, it's about like an execution of one's will, right? Like it's about how you spend your time, right? Right? She pokes your arm.
I guess.
She sort of nods. And she smiles looking at the lake. Well, do you need a lake to do something like that? Or do you just like this place?
I just like this place.
She sort of like looks down, looks at his reflection, looks at her own. Oh, yeah. Huh. Guess me too, kinda. She scratches the back of her head. Hey, Duck.
Turns towards you.
Earlier, I might not have been telling 100% of the truth, and according to our HR director, it's something that I should probably work on.
I could never have guessed.
She sort of smiles and relaxes. Well, I'm sure you're curious about that meeting we got coming up. Might as well spill the beans. She leans forward, folds her hands. Listen, my goal is something sort of straightforward. I want... For optics, I guess. I want to act like I'm some big hero, right? Like I've got the most noble of intentions. In reality, she like turns, looks at you, looks at Asher, looks at the lake. I want to feel like the decisions that I've made matter. And I want everybody to have that right too. Right now, the majority of calls, she picks up a piece of metal and throws it into the lake, and boom, it disappears below the surface. Majority of calls related to our life are dictated by someone else. Making a decision for oneself. That's something absolutely excellent. I want to decide how much my life is worth. People like me, literally made en masse, I can calculate my direct value down to the dollar sign. She sort of smiles and starts to tap her foot. I don't want that to be the case anymore. I want to drive that value up so disgustingly high that anyone who had any presumption that they got to dictate who or what I was literally can't afford to. Somebody earlier said you can't place a value on human life. I'd like to make that a reality. Unfortunately, right now, she folds her arms. Fortunately, right now, things work different. So it can't stop with the UEA, right? This isn't as simple as winning a war, right? If the UEA continues on, nothing changes, and people keep getting dictated to. Our lives continue to have a dollar sign placed next to them. So, my dear doctor, I want to build something phenomenal. Something that reaches beyond this planet and stretches across this galaxy. And if I burn up in the process, I'll produce a noxious fire rancid enough to choke God. She gets a big smile on her face. So, still interested in throwing in?
His spider legs click and clack as he gets a little bit closer to the duo, and he sort of thinks and then looks back up at you.
A series of motives I could not agree with more. However, I do not believe that we have to target something as high as a god. For our enemies are extremely human.
Ha! She laughs and she like looks back at the water. If they could find us here, if they could find people like me here, drag us out onto the field of battle, even though we're piloting fucking tractors, what do you call that other than a god? She looks at you expecting an answer, and then looks at Asher.
A very arrogant person.
She lets out a laugh, actually. She leans in. Well then, in that case, I think I'm in the business of wanting to see arrogant people particularly humbled. It's a measure.
Upon that, you speak that out loud, and you've heard it, haven't you? You've heard something resonating in your head that you can't quite understand. A sentence spoken without ears to hear. you don't actually understand why you felt it, why you heard it that way. Asher, you sort of felt it too, but you didn't really comment. It sounded like the voice in the back of your head, the classic instinct that runs through everything. And Duck, a bit more simple for you, and perhaps you're the one who first notices something's going wrong in that way, because when you notice a disruption within your own technological equipment, the way your eye shifts and turns, you can see and you can understand intrinsically when something's not quite right. Something tied to technology. Perhaps it's an extreme awareness granted to you by your ability to be more than human, an evolved state. A clear technological fault. But all the same, you said a desire. You spoke it aloud into the world. You made a claim for yourself. You asked that you wished to humble others. And upon that, a hand emerges out from the lake, holding that little piece of rubbish you tossed away earlier, as it stares across, holding it directly in its hand. And that's where we're going to call things for the day.
What the fuck is that shit? Let's
Excuse me, what the fuck?
go!
Oh, good session, everyone. That was fucking
Good
great.
fucking session.
Did you mean to wake that up?
Taps nose.
Holy shit.
You know, I'm the one named Arthur here. Just wanted to tell you.
The chosen one.
Chosen one. Anyways, fucking great job, everyone. So happy to
that
play
was
with you all
really
today.
Good job, James. James, you
Yeah.
killed it, dude. Good job, everyone. Good fucking job.
Good job,
I'd like to give a
Squad.
particularly loud shout out to Will. Thank you very much, Will.
Thank you. Right back at you, cool cat. And shout out to Brennan for getting laid. So that's cool.
God.
Yeah,
only
you
took
nerds
you
could
several-
never.
I'm
It
trying.
only took you several HR complaints to finally get it.
I'm trying to have a body count over here.
Yeah, but you
I do too, and I'm not proud of it.
Anyways, let's get
Yeah.
the fan art done.
Yeah, first off, thank you, Dark Golan, for making this Imgur. Very much. First off, from BH Behemoth, objective, stop the aliens. Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, and then from BH
We
Behemoth,
got this handled. It's fine.
Sammy Summers.
Summers.
Yeah.
We love Sammy Summers.
And then from Dortport, Child, you are now better. Yeah.
Child, you are now better, okay?
Okay. I fucking love how weird he is.
Oh, he's my
I have too many enemies. I need a new identity. I think you made it worse.
Save me, why?
Why?
Val.
Yeah, from Rosie the Reveler.
Sadie's
yes.
quest for value.
And then from
Val.
Dorp. Yeah.
Oh my
Alien 3 Team Company Mental Health. Oh my god, you drew that earlier before.
Holy shit!
You have not seen us in the same. You have not seen us in the same room. It is okay.
Yeah.
I am highly
God,
confident.
Can you imagine he's the witch?
God.
Yeah.
I
Then,
feel this is place I am most needed.
Yeah, from Page Booth, and then
I knew those two would do it. Taco owes me $5.
I am less conflicted with this, but may need more ice cream.
okay. Every
Ice
dumpster
cream
has
is
its
strong.
diver.
Oh my god.
I want some. I need this as like a wallpaper. A fucking.
Every dumpster has its
That's a
diver.
motivational
Tattoo
poster.
that.
Yeah, that last one wasn't that great. Let's try this again. I do not have the charisma to pull this off.
Thank you.
Oh my
And then
Is fighting for you, or is it really your idea of style?
yeah. Shower
Do
stall.
me a favor. do me a favor and give this to him later.
Meet me in shower stall 3?
Yeah.
Oh god, look at his great adventure.
Got him off.
Thank you, Luigi. This is wonderful.
Oh,
Finally,
great.
I hope
finally,
you guys like.
after
I hope
so,
you guys like the animatic for the new anime opening. For
Yeah.
Twilight.
after so
After
many
so long.
episodes, the main character appears.
I'm so happy.
arrived.
This office is perfect.
I need like an echo sound effect applied over that.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Shit, gang.
I want to thank all the players for coming out. I want to thank all the viewers for coming out. If you want to know how you can support this show so we can get many various different things quality-wise, make sure to check out patreon.com/ChristianCivil. You can find the link down in the corner. And if you're on the YouTube, it will also be in the description for you. Yeah, we play this most Fridays. You can check out the schedule that we post on the Discord. That's right, Discord, where you can talk about the shows that we do with other people who enjoy the shows that we do. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you all for coming out, and say goodbye, everybody.
Toodles.